Police stop my car. Police stop my car. The police made me stop. Walk a straight line and blow a balloon up. Police stop my car. Police stop my car. The police made me stop. Walk a straight line and blow a balloon up. They wanna wish me a sober Christmas. That's why they always put me over Christmas. They say they're just making sure that there's no open bottles.
Sing it, Schmuel.
They wanna wish me a sober Christmas. That's why they always put me over Christmas. They say they're just making sure that there's no open bottles in my car.
Yeah, baby. Welcome to the BYB Podcast. That's Steph for the Backyard Boys. And we're doing it. We're having it. It's happening at Skull, but minus the skull because we are not drinking tonight. In fact, we're going 100% sober because we want to honor our buddy Schmuel Buckman, who don't drink and drive. And he don't need no cop to stop him for Christmas or any other holiday. Right, Schmuel?
Also, it's Monday. Don't be a degenerate. Save that for the weekend.
Feel free to drink, people. Feel free to drink.
And everybody was wondering if you were a Mexican, and now they know for a fact, Quad. After that song, they were thinking, they were like on the edge with the mustache. Is he Mexican? Maybe. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I do get that a lot. Especially when I wear a beanie, then people are always like, oh, man, he just got out of prison, Holmes. Look at this guy, man. He looks like a dangerous criminal. But then they realize I'm not much of a criminal. I can't even, I can't even shoplift, man. I can't do nothing. Because I can't grab onto nothing. That's right.
You can't. I would think you'd be the perfect shoplifter because nobody's going to stop you, right?
Just roll right out the door.
Nobody wants to touch
what are they going to do?
Their legs and stuff.
He must have paid for it. A man in a
finger?
wheelchair would never steal.
I wouldn't want to rub my hand in like the creases of his chairs trying to search.
Why are you coming up with a scenario where you're rubbing me in any way?
They're gonna pat you down to see, like, sir, we can clearly, like, nobody wants to touch in your greasy cracks.
Yeah, it's mutual. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't mean it offensively.
I don't know, J-Mo. I've met some of these people. They very well might want to touch his greasy crack.
I mean, true. Yeah. For me personally, whatever. There's a few ladies, some of them in the chat right now. Whatever, I would give them a pat down happily. But I'm just a true gentleman, and whatever. I would do it gently, gentle pat downs. Nothing wrong with that.
You just got a musty butt.
No, yeah, exactly. Like KB. I mean, I will happily search her for the party to make sure she doesn't have any cocaine because we've heard the rumors. I might have to check all of the nooks and crannies and all of that stuff. Check the, the bra area, et cetera, et cetera. I think you
yep.
Might take a long time.
Yeah. I do a thorough job when it comes to that kind of work. I enjoy
be a big project.
Oh, you're calling her fat now. I see what you did.
No, you're
not fat.
The bra, my friend. The bra. Jesus Christ. She's got large breastises.
Large? They're fucking huge, as Anthony Cumia would say.
Big fucking tits.
And he did say it right to her face. You were there at that one, weren't you? DoubleCon 1?
I thought it was Pottstown, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Okay.
I was not at DoubleCon 1.
Jeez, I'm sorry, KB. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all the ladies out there. I know you probably were a little shocked and surprised by the words being used when you came in, but I'm glad you're here with us. I do appreciate it. Indeed. And our flat cat and our young old vibes and all the beautiful, lovely ladies. Indeed. Thanks for coming in here. And I'm sorry, KB. You know it's jokes with you. We love KB. She's OG, as they
never
say.
talk nasty like that. You talk nasty. We separated ourselves from you right away. I want that on the record. Me, Schmuel, and Spurgle separated ourselves from that disgusting pig talk you did back there. We didn't go for it.
But whatever, man. I'm kind of a lone. I'm a lone wolf in a lot of ways. That's why I played the police stop my car. I'm afraid if I go anywhere, I pull out of my driveway and there's the police ready to arrest me, put me in the back of the squad car, take me off to Florida, Polk County specifically, so I can meet fucking dumb Chad. He keeps calling him Judge Grady, but it's Judd, like Judd Nelson. Judd, very cool name, Judd. I want to meet Judd Grady. He seems like
you gotta say it like Judd. That's how they say it, Judd. Judd. You gotta really put an emphasis on the D. Judd. That's how they do it in Florida. It's not my fault. You hadn't heard this sheriff speak.
Transdiva. My advice: don't run. I will not try to run away from the police officer.
That's crazy. That's a crazy name. I like it.
I like it.
It would be a great YouTube stream to see you, wheelchairing it down the highway with a cop running after you.
Why one cop? Why not?
Just a large fat cop running after a quad. Stop.
With
if you're in a car safely, how many buckles does it take to get you out? That's something they've got to consider, right? Because I know that there's the regular seatbelt, but you got to have you got one of those straps that goes across your knees so your knees don't flail around, or because sometimes I see those. I don't know what you got.
All right. Hey, you're getting wild with the description here, but whatever, man.
That's a yes.
One normal human seatbelt is all I use, just like the rest of you guys. I'm no different than the rest of you.
I know you're buckled into that chair. You can't be in that chair riding around without a buckle. They got buckles, don't
that's
they?
What I'm saying. Oh, you mean just right now, right here, right now? No buckle. I'm freewheeling, baby.
That's not safe.
If I stop fast, I will be on the ground. Very true.
Which is a hilarious way to fall out because it's your own doing. You did it to yourself. As you're sitting there, you're like, I could have avoided this easily.
I got into the wheelchair by living a little dangerously, and now that I'm in the wheelchair, nothing has changed. I like living on the edge, just like Aerosmith.
Yeah, I would bet that you were found many more times lying on the floor before you got in the wheelchair than you have been since you've been in the wheelchair, right?
Correct.
Correct. KB.
Correct. One of the funniest ones, I took a taxi home from a bar, and I had him stop at the gas station so I could grab some smokes. I famously went to step out of the backseat of the taxi cab, and I was so drunk that I pretty much just landed right on my face and got a really nice black eye for my troubles. Not black guy, Gino. I said black eye. But yeah, whatever, man. Yes, Schmuel, correct. I was a horrible drunk. Yes, very true. Many things to regret. Yeah, indeed. But I've probably only fallen out of my chair a handful of times. Maybe in the last 15 years, I've been resigned to my wheelchair prison. Just a few flops, like the basketball players say, soccer players, whatever. That's my best example. Yeah, but like I said, no reason to stop us anymore, right, Schmuel? We're not drinking nowadays, so we're good.
No more crawling to the toilet on the floor, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, whatever. Like I said, I've drank a couple times here in the last year or two, but before that, I hadn't drank in 8 years. So, yeah, I've drank twice in like a decade. So there you go. I've been a good boy. I've been trying to behave myself. Stay on the path. You got to keep the loonies on the path, as Pink Floyd says.
That's true.
Well, there's two musical references since we started the show. I guess I should stop soon before people start saying I'm like Ray DeVito. Why don't you sing us a song, you loser? Schmuel, I was watching a clip recently. It was kind of a throwback clip of Schmuel Buckman. And I think somebody was trying to make a statement by showing the video that you indeed ruined Ray DeVito's life by going on there and getting in his head, fucking with him. Next thing you knew, he was running away and getting lawyers for Franklin Sheckler and not being able to go on MLC. And it's all due to what you did to that poor baby.
Is it really? I thought I came in after that, but who knows? But I can't take credit for that.
Credit? No,
I didn't ruin any. I haven't ruined. Yeah, Ray's life is one of the ones that I haven't ruined. So there's not much I can do there.
No, like his life was perfect. Everything was going great. He had no issues in life. And then you came in and ruined everything.
You ran him out of New York, Schmuel. You ran him.
I feel like the only thing I ruined, the only thing I did to him was when it was, I think it might have been pre-Hackamania, and he was going to spend the night at the airport, and I just asked, doesn't the airport close? And that sent him on a spiral.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't have said something so rude at such a time. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, you do come across as a logistics type guy, Schmuel, just for the record. So, yeah, for you to focus on something as simple as closing time. So, I mean, do you think they came around and they were like, hey, you don't got to go home, but you can't stay here? Is that what you imagine?
So I've had experiences here, and they will clean out the terminal, and because they're trying to get rid of the homeless. I don't know what it's like in Cleveland. But they'll clean out the terminal, and the only people that can stay are people that are coming off one flight, going on another. Like if you've got a flight in the morning, you can only come in at a certain time. It's ridiculous. It's like 3 to 4 or something like that. But I didn't know. I was just asking. I didn't realize that it was going to, tip the boy off, and he was going to lose his mind.
Yeah. Well, you caused that kid a lot of problems over how long have you been here now, Schmuel? A year and a half? What are we doing?
I think about a year. I remember streaming about a year, maybe a few months more.
See, I did notice when you popped on today, you didn't have to fix your audio, you didn't have to fix your camera, you didn't have to fix anything. I was blown away. I was like, all right, after a year of being here, let's see how.
Well, let's see if we can get through the show. Now we've accomplished the goal of getting started. It's the continuing through that we have troubles with.
What do you mean?
I constantly have problems. My camera will go. Last week, my mic blew out. Everything goes wrong. And then but my favorite part is the people that have me as a guest, their shows the following day always seem to have trouble.
Mashugana.
I put the voodoo on them.
Are we getting straight to the Jewish question immediately? Is that where we're going?
No, this is what do you call it? No. I'm like the little kid in Charlie Brown that traveled with the dirty, the cloud over his head. My ineptitude affects everyone else's.
Pigpen,
yeah.
Yeah. No, like with a name like Schmuel, I can only imagine why people's channels get struck when you're on. Maybe Mossad follows you around, keeps up on you. Even if you're not Jewish, just the name like Schmuel just makes them think automatically they need to defend you anywhere you go, anything you're doing. Here's a question for you, Schmuel. Today on MLC, you made a phone call into another show live on air. Can you tell us about that?
I was the only Schmuel I ever knew. And since I've come into the Dabbleverse, there are probably at least 7 or 8. And so it was one of my brethren that called into the show, not me. I didn't know about it until, Dave Sarah sent me a text and told me that I just called into the Comedy Sellers show and asked why you won't have Kevin Brennan on.
Yeah, I mean, it was a reasonable question. I can understand why you would do that, especially you, Schmuel, because you do seem like a huge MLC fan from what I gather from you. I can imagine you calling in on behalf of Kevin Brennan to a show.
That's all I ever talk about. I'm no panhandler, unfortunately. Not the Kevin Brennan fan.
Right. Yeah. What's the deal with let's get into panhandler right now. Right here, right now.
Pandemonium, as I call it. Pandemonium.
Yeah, the world seems to be turning on panhandler. I think did Pat Dixon start that one or Mersh? Where did that whole thing start getting legs? Excuse me.
Is he getting popular or unpopular? I
think. I mean, that's
I don't know.
People are like ban panhandler, so I assume that's a negative. Banning him, banishment.
Yeah, I what do you call it? My only thing with panhandler lately is his love of MJ is infuriating me.
He always picks the one everybody else doesn't like. You know that, Schmuel. Come on. You know, if everybody is like, I don't like this person, panhandler's gonna go, they're not that bad actually, and I think you're wrong. So that's just how it goes.
Well, she does have a Instagram post. It says, increase attraction, chemistry, and love. 5 seduction hacks to captivate anyone. So I'm guessing that she used them on Panhandler, and he will be her example from now on.
Well, Panhandler, just so you know, for the record, she stated that she had been with a man for 2 months and still had not slept with him in a sexual fashion and had no intentions of doing so anytime soon. So big old tits, but maybe you'll get to see him in pictures or something, but it seems like she's made a decision already. So you need to know that going.
Kind of seen the men that she's hung out with. I mean, she's one of the Chrissy Mayer simp girls.
Yeah.
She's doing a show with Gino. Do you think any of those guys are able to get it up, or?
Okay, well, I mean, if you're going into the Chrissy Mayer world, there's a lot of dudes that hang around there, so it's highly likely she found one that had an erection for her. Maybe that's what turned her off to dating and hooking up with guys instead of just trying to go out there and find marriage first, marriage and then sex. Do it the correct way, people. Never try out the merchandise. Just jump in head first into that stuff. So we got Stancil, we got Matt Mead, we got Garrett and Steve. I guess those guys. Row. Yeah, there's a long list of dudes that she possibly could have hung out with. I guess.
I guess those dudes, but the simp crew, right? Not the. What do you call it? The performers necessarily, but the guys that hang around, right? They get a bunch of hangers on, like guys that are always simping for these girls and they want to do them anything. Yes. You can do anything for them and whatnot.
Absolutely. There's quite a few fat gentlemen in this universe that are very lonely, and these are ladies that are known to be a little slutty. So that's a real attract. It's like if you turn a really bright light on at night in the forest, all the bugs are gonna.
You're talking about Clearwater, Chad, and Felicia now, aren't you, JMO? I got that reference. Really fat, ugly guys.
Felicia has made herself into an absolute whore. I don't know what she thought this was going to do for her. I mean, it just seems like anybody that all you have to do is raise your hand and say, "I'm willing," and she'll be like, "Yep." That's the optics on what's happening right now. I can't.
You think Felicia gave it up to him? Come on.
No, I don't think she did. But I'm saying though, she knew what she was doing. What she said was, "I'd rather make Karmic upset than not look like a whore." That's what she decided that night. So that's what she said. It would make me more happy to make myself look like a whore and make Karmic cry than to not make myself look like a desperate, sad whore.
JMO, I don't mean to disagree with you, but Karmic lost his mind when she was dancing, with the employees at a comedy club. I mean, she didn't really have to do much to upset.
No,
she wasn't even dancing. She was like 10 feet away, just like
standing there, I think. Yeah,
enjoying
that was our
like,
first initial response as well. But you could tell she did what she did to make. She did it with Pat too, all the time. She would do little things. She's willing to degrade herself to get the visceral reaction from somebody. That's what she's willing to do.
You know what told me everything is
Sorry,
she went on the Gino show to make Pat jealous. She goes to the bar after that show to hang out with Gino. Pat walks in and breaks that dude's jaw in front of her. And what was her reaction? Oh, I should get back with that dude. He's badass. And he just broke that loser's jaw. Like, this is awesome. I'm getting back with Pat. He's a winner, man. Like, she's a psycho, obviously. She saw that and her take was, yeah. I like that.
Yeah, for sure. I need that. But yeah, it's the same thing. Like, she's willing to make herself look awful to get the reaction that she wants. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
She spent a lot of time with
we got?
Karmic.
Yeah, do we have some parallel? Sorry to cut you off, Spur. Go ahead.
Oh, that's what I was just saying. Like, she spent a lot of time with him, and specifically directly after she was on MLC. And that was another thing she did to take it to Pat. So, yeah, I don't know. I agree, Schmuel, you're right. She doesn't have to lift a finger that far to get that dude to dance. But hanging out with Clearwater up in Buffalo, I think, was more of a publicity stunt than to get back at Karmic versus making money. I think they did fairly well on that stream on his channel.
Oh, yeah.
As far as engagement and super chats and all that. Like, it was worth it for her to do, as bad as it made her look, but I don't think it was as much to get back as Karmic as the dancing thing. That's exactly, she knows what she has to do, and it's nothing. She can send him a text and this dude will fucking
It was only a matter of time before that one ended in a double homicide of some kind.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, let's just be honest. Let's just be honest with ourselves here. That was doomed from the get-go. There's no way it didn't end with police. There was such a high chance of police being involved in that exit. The fact that he broke it off and he went away is a big win for everybody, because I believe it could have went a different direction easily. So,
yeah, I was worried I was going to have to make a phone call and intervene, but hey, it never happened, so it worked out.
Yeah, it would have happened on live too, for sure, because neither one of them would have missed the opportunity to get it on.
I picture it completely different. I just picture him being in the corner, curled up, and a crying mess, and Felicia prancing around. I don't think it would ever have gotten violent.
Well, I agree. I don't think he's necessarily a violent guy. He's just super volatile. So, like, his emotions are only in extremes. He doesn't have like he doesn't really have a baseline that normal people have. So his immediate reactions are typically very like, he throttles it real high, and you're like, whoa. It's either really, really sad where he's sobbing and he's crying, or he's screaming angry and he's telling everybody to fuck off. But those are his,
temper tantrums. I think that, he's
and so it's usually like weird, and not to shit on him, but it's usually those like weird guys that don't necessarily come off violent but have a bad temper that end up doing something, God forbid, something weird.
I see him more as a guy that's likely to initiate his own way home to baby Jesus.
That was kind of what I was thinking, is like he
sitting on a rooftop and helping others get there.
I feel like he would take a buy one get one free option on that, though.
Anything's possible. Look, honestly, my view on Karmic is he's a manipulative little cunt, and
that's why
none of this. Yep. There's nothing that I sensed about him that's real. It just seems like everything is performative and made up. So I don't have any idea. I mean, I get why people say, "Oh, this was a work between the two of them." I don't necessarily think it was. But I do think that he's just he knows what gets him attention, and that's what he does.
Yeah, I mean, in reality, they probably got together, both of them trying to get back at their lover, Pat Dixon, and rub it in his face. I do think Felicia had some ulterior motives along the way. I thought she assumed it would be good for MLC, and she does seem to care about that whole situation. But I also, she could date someone who would spend money on her, which he ended up doing. She's been living on the couches in free homes and pretty much has been like a homeless person for a long time now. And like anybody that was willing to shower her with money or give her like he went out and bought her a bunch of equipment one time, helped her set up her podcast. He did a bunch of stuff for her. I think she was more than happy to let him, some rube from Minnesota, spend money on her and help her out. So I think it was just a complete convenience for her, honestly.
Well, he got a shower show. She was in a bathing suit. So that, you know what I mean? Not for anything, but I mean, that's something, isn't it?
Oh, they went swimming that one time? Is that what you were referring to?
No, remember like when they first got together, she described being in the shower with him and washing each other, but they were both wearing swimsuits.
I don't like this. I don't like this porno. I want to turn it off. Schmuel, great call into the Comedy Sellers show. Yeah, people know about your phone call, buddy. Killing it.
I'm so happy for you, Schmuel. This is big for you, man. This is real big.
Yeah, and considering Kevin, I don't think Kevin likes you. I think, in fact, he's pretty much put you in the same category as he's put all of everybody on this show.
I don't get that vibe. He seems like he's pretty into it. He was raving about your show the other day. I heard him.
He watches my show so much. I'm surprised he doesn't like me.
He subscribed. I saw him.
Give it time. Give it time, Schmuel. I think he'll get over himself.
I'll win him over.
Yeah, just in time.
Look, all you can get from Kevin is he doesn't like you. You're not going to get like, oh, he's a real big fan of you. That's just never going to happen. The worst thing that can happen with Kevin is he don't give a fuck about you, I suppose.
Aside from everything else, Kevin and I are also Eskimo ticket brothers. We've both received tickets in Hoboken for running a red light on a bicycle.
Oh. Did you was your reaction the same or?
No, it wasn't. I wasn't on my best behavior, but no, it was not the same.
I got to say, bicycle cops got to be the fucking worst. The worst. And if they're stopping people on bicycles, fuck out of here. Like, honestly, if you don't obey the traffic, you're going to die. So it's like, if you hit a car, the car's going to win.
Hoboken's different. It really is. What it is they've got the cars under control. It's the bicycles that are the problem for the pedestrians. So, and because there's a million of them.
Yeah. Maybe this is a great point. Maybe this is the way you ingratiate yourself too, Kevin, is you offer to go on bike rides with him. That's actually a great idea. I'd love to see Schmuel and
you guys go for hoagies afterwards.
Whenever I've seen him riding and I yell, "Hey, KB," he always looks the other way. So,
or the great panhandler in tandem, a tandem bicycle.
Who's in the back?
Who's on the bottom? I don't even know. Yeah. Did you ask the police officer if he was an American citizen, or if he was?
ISIS?
I was not. Yeah, I was not. I was not happy. But it was what it was, and my thing with the cops is, it is what it is, and why escalate this? You know. And luckily enough, the cop filled out the form wrong, and there we go.
You sound just like Blade, Win by 2. He was saying that, like, so what? We all got to enjoy a fun weekend at Las Vegas. It is what it is. He couldn't be here, so it's not what it's not. It ain't what it ain't. He didn't make it, and too bad for him.
He needs a PR guy. He needs a PR guy.
I heard the Tukey thing. I guess nobody wanted to play with him.
Right.
Well, I believe that the reasoning behind that, I mean, right, is that John was basically behind the scenes trying to get Melton to not be involved. And so that does disingratiate yourself from the group. But if that's true, I don't know. That's the rumor. That's the rumor going about. I'm sure Quad knows the truth. Go ahead, honey.
Well, that would be a stretch, considering all of those guys ball wash each other, and I mean that they're friends. Whatever, I don't even have to say ball. Well,
wash. John's not.
They're all in cahoots. They all work together. John's on the outside looking into that group. So yeah, if he was disinvited to dinner or disinvited or just never invited in the first place, I guess that would probably be a better way to put it. But yeah, they played poker together and they went to dinner together. That's things that friends go do together. So why was John not invited to it? I think that's pretty obvious, right? I don't really think any of those people like him. So yeah, like
it seems to be the case. Yeah, it seems to be that John was the odd duckling out in this particular. And it's oddly enough, he was supposed to be the leader of the group. That did not happen though.
But Pulper wasn't there. So if Pulper's not that sick and was able to show up, then it's a different situation. Then John probably actually would get to coordinate things and whatnot. But since he never even showed up, it was like everybody, every dog for themselves situation.
And there's a lot, you're right there. I'm sure there's a lot of animosity going back and forth because there was a lot of accusations about the first PulperCon that didn't come off and where did the money go and who did this and who did that. And so I could see, I could see John being in a little, and he wasn't all that apologetic about it. And he doesn't seem to me like a guy who tried to mend fences. So I could see it.
Absolutely. Yeah. John's a lone wolf. He's probably more of a lone wolf and doesn't really care about having friends in this world than most people I've seen, actually. So
South Jersey, man, you get what you get.
He don't give a fuck about this stuff. It's the opposite effect. Like Chad Zuma. Chad says oh, I'm the mud shark. I don't need people. I'm a rogue shark. I don't need anyone. I'm an army of one. But every single chance he gets, he wants to be part of something. Phone calls, a group, a hangout. He you know what I mean? He's disingenuous. So he'll say he doesn't want nothing to do with any of us, but that it's a lie. Where John DiCaprio, I actually believe him. He could care less if he would rather just make fun of everybody from a distance than actually be part of a group. So he should stop. Maybe the only thing I would think that would say different is the Tennessee Beer Hall and now this PulperCon thing. Do you have any thoughts on that, Schmuel? Because you were around the Tennessee Beer Hall. Actually, you were our first man on the street for that whole situation last year.
I don't know John. I don't know anything about him. I would just say that any event that Chad is involved in seems like it's going to go to shit. So I'm not going to blame the guy for it. Because I could imagine John asking questions and Chad never getting back to him or telling him what to do, and then he does it, and then Chad yelling at him for doing that. My interactions with Chad have always been trying to do anything. Even that little debate, what a nightmare that is. I never met a guy who wants friends so badly but does everything he possibly can to run people away.
Right. I think he does the same thing in the comedy scene, and that's why he's had so many problems over the years. Bert Kreischer, whatever, Mark Norman. It's a very long list, and now this new Chris Kettler guy, new on the scene. He's right in the middle of it as well, so there you go. But yeah.
I will say about the Pulper thing, here's what I don't understand, right? If Pulper's sick, and I'm not doxing the guy, right? Because I could be wrong. I think he lives in Arizona or someplace, right? He doesn't live in Hawaii or Alaska or any of those places.
He's in the contiguous 48.
Yeah, even if he says he doesn't want, no, I don't want this. Get on a goddamn plane, go to that place, get a hotel room for the weekend, and let the guy know you're there. And at the very least, you could figure out maybe 5 minutes with him, even if he's sick or he's in the hospital or something like that. That's after listening to the Tukey thing last night, I don't understand why you would go to Vegas and do that whole thing. I know the guy wants it and all that stuff. I don't know how long they had, but if you knew he wasn't coming, and these guys all have money. It's not like
2.5, 3 weeks ago, they learned that he wasn't going to be there because he's not feeling good. Yeah, great point.
John's probably not I don't think John's well off like some of these other guys that have went out there. So
he's definitely not.
I'm not, and I'm not talking about him though. I'm specifically excluding him from.
But I think because I mean I know I talked to Pulper. I know Quad, you talked to him too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of got the general impression when this all took place was that is his general attitude. He wanted people to go do this and have fun, whether he was there or not. He was very specific in what he wanted. They offered him, they offered to go up there to where he was. He did not want that, which I can understand. Like if he's not looking great, feeling great, he doesn't want to be around people, So I get the like why go, but I mean, he's doing fuck all with his money because that's what he wants to do when he dies. I guess he doesn't have like a ton of family or like anybody to leave it to like that. So he's basically burning the money while he's still alive and breathing. So if it makes him happy to go send John from Win by 2 Radio to go sit in a decent hotel and
no. It does not make him feel good that he did that and didn't get to see them and hang out with them. Like, I would have to agree with Schmuel, man. Maybe they should have made a little more effort going over and seeing him specifically. That's a pretty good suggestion. But yeah, you're letting Blade off the hook a little bit when you say that. That's my point, JMO, is like this should have happened the first time. And the fact that it didn't, and we're here now where the guy's not part of the thing so like you're just saying, he's fine with spending all of his money and those guys going and having a fun weekend on his bill. I don't think that's the case. It's just, he's not going to complain about it because now that it's fucked up and it didn't happen, he's just like, yeah, whatever. It's, is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. All that shit he said.
I know that because Dave Sauer was at the first one, right? And so we know that he was not happy. He wasn't mad or angry, but he was disappointed that he didn't get to see these other guys at the first one. And we really never did get an answer about why the first one was such a clusterfuck, because all these guys were willing to go, but they never got dates. Nothing ever got organized.
It should have never it should have never started the way it did. It didn't make any sense. Like it just was so shittily planned from Go Street. And it's like that. No, nothing about John or anybody. Maybe Patrick alone is the only one that's really put on a live event. Carl, I guess, has, but you can't just go, here's money. I'd like to have an event without some sort of like bones to it. There's got to be some sort of game plan. You can't.
But JMO, I hope that if I would have offered you money to put on an event, you would have said to me, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I can't take your money.
Well, see,
exactly that. Yes.
That's what.
No. I'm not trying to get him off the hook. Yeah, I'm not trying to get him off the hook for sure. Yeah.
He said yes to something he shouldn't have said yes to, and wanted to do something cool, and then realized it was way more effort than he had, and I think there was a lack of communication between Pulper and John. Like you said, Jay, they need bones. There was no itinerary. We need this done by this time. The only information I ever got was because like he was like, oh, you want to come to Vegas like the week of or the week before? And I'm like, dude, I can't get that together. What are you, crazy? He's like, no, I'll fly you out, dude. And I'm like, no, still, I don't have the physical time to give you because it's such a short notice, So, like, I know there was some planning, but I think it was just pushed to the procrastination limit. Like, they waited till the last second to do everything. Apparently, there was, like, getting a venue, which Pulper never mentioned, getting a venue kind of thing, just renting out rooms on a floor. And then we go hang out somewhere. There's shit to do in Vegas. Let's go to dinner, like you said, or play poker or
Has
blackjack.
Pulper always been wealthy? Is because he strikes me as somebody who's got new wealth, not necessarily somebody who's been wealthy.
My speculation is that he made money doing software design and security work for, good companies like that. So he made a fair amount of money, no family of his own to speak of, that I'm aware of, wife and kids, doesn't exist. So, he can dump this on people. If you're making 150, 200 grand a year, you got plenty of super tip money to be thrown around,
Honestly, I don't like, I know everybody wants to be outraged, but I mean, for me, I'm just like, I don't know, man. It's like, this happened the first time. What did you think was going to happen the second time? It's almost like, you know what I mean? Like, but that's the thing is like everybody went. We can't just pin it on one person, right? You know what I mean?
Well,
and that was the thing.
We're not. I don't think anybody's really trying to pin it on one person. But
Right.
what it does seem like is one person said they would do it and weren't capable of doing it. And instead of saying at some point, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, I'm incapable of doing this, they just didn't do anything at all. And then it created more of a problem than if in the beginning they probably could have kept the money, but just say, hey man, I can't do it. I can't pull it off. And that whole, I have to say, back then I don't know a lot about this, but hearing like, oh, well, we'll just do it in December. This guy's not going to be, the guy's dying. That's why this has to get done. And I know from Sarah, he was not looking good back in October.
No, they're basically, I mean, it's pretty much at the end stages. So, I mean, it's like, you're not going to get another he's not getting another chance. Long story short. That's right. Out the door. This is the thing. Like I said, from the beginning, from the onset, this was a disaster waiting to happen. So.
That's right, folks. Hit that like button. Schmuel does not have a black eye or a black guy for that matter.
That's my lighting.
Yeah. We're sorry if you're getting abused, but yeah. So Connor's saying Pulper was a computer guy, and at least he's not annoying like that cunt Rygod. God almighty, that is the correct statement. Those phone calls in the Melton show, NLO, Rygod. Holy crap. That's amazing. Quit answering the phone, Melton, for that guy. Sorry, Rygod. I know I'm being very mean right now. Uncalled for. But yeah, as well, hit that like button like we were told to do by the one, the only Nodak. Always coming in here and doing the Lord's work. Since we're doing that, might as well just mention, you guys know where all the links are. They're pinned to the top of the chat. So if you don't have a membership, get a membership. If you want to use the super tip system, supertip.gg/BYB. And of course, the other link up there is the link tree. So if you want to find our social medias, etc., they're all pinned up there at the top of the chat. So very simple, straightforward. And we already got one coming in from our buddy from across the ocean. And I don't mean Eagle Orochi, Mr. Blue Sky. Mr. Blue Sky says, here is something. Huh. Yeah, that is something.
We love you.
That is something.
No, it is something. That's a fact.
Those better be, they better be $3. They better not be $3, whatever the fuck, kroners or whatever you guys have.
Yeah. Whatever that plastic bullshit is they use over there.
Yeah, it'd be worth like 20 cents or something. So better be $3 American. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, Mr. Blue Sky. You're a mensch. Merry Christmas to everybody, too. I did want to mention that. It is that time of year again, and we will not be having a show on Wednesday. Indeed. So I know we're going to do something Friday night. I don't know exactly what that is. I think it's going to be a no clip show just to hang out with a bunch of different kind of folks. I know we got like Big W and 2K and Clearwater Chad and some other goofballs just so we can sit around and make some jokes and not really talk maybe even topics at all, because I highly doubt anything is going to happen the week of Christmas. So I would be blown away if a bunch of wild things happened on Christmas week. So I'm guessing it'll just be a fun Friday where we're all fat and sassy and from eating all the ham and stuff, I'm assuming. Especially Clearwater Chad. I would assume he'll be really stuffed. Just saying. We know how he
eats a lot. Is that what you're saying? You assuming he cleans his plate?
I've seen him eat a couple things on stream. I kind of know how that goes.
He's not shy. He's not shy about eating on stream. That's for sure.
No, he's willing to go cook food in the microwave whilst streaming. That is a thing, indeed. And our buddy Dan from Nice Podcast Stupid. I did indeed see Dan on Stuttering John's show there for a minute today. I did.
Really?
I just happened to look at YouTube and I saw Dan's face next to Stuttering John's and said, "What the fuck is going on, man? Worlds colliding. This can't be happening. That can't be real." But yeah, Nice Podcast Stupid, member for 12 months. Thank you very much, sir, for being a member for a year. That's awesome. Merry Christmas to all those celebrating, and then Schmuel. Of course, Schmuel too. On top of it.
Schmuel.
Happy Hanukkah. The Christian Hanukkah, of course. That Hanukkah. Christian. Do you have Christian dreidels and Christian other things? I don't even know.
I will be celebrating Christmas. I have a Christmas tree downstairs. I have a wife who's not a member of the tribe.
Oh, it is Christmas every year. Then.
And I'm not a full. I'm a Adam Goldstein type.
Half Hebe. You're a half Heber.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think if it's on your mom's side, it doesn't count or something like that. They've got bylaws, man. It's crazy.
If it's on your mom's side, then it counts. If it's not on your
you leave
mom's
moms out of this,
then it supposedly doesn't count. But it's such a. But you know, you like to use the 1938 Nuremberg laws. So if they count you there, we'll count you here.
Yeah, but you're one of those Kabbalist Jews, aren't you? Not like the regular kind.
What the hell's a Kabbalist Jew?
That's a big answer to a small question.
Yeah, what's the count up to these days, Schmuel? Anyway.
I'm so sorry, what?
What's the count up to these days?
Count? What count? I'm sorry, I must have had a brain fart.
Not one more than 400,000 better be your fucking answer. That's all I'm saying.
I don't even know what my question is.
He's asking you directly if you think 6 million of them died.
Is 6 million too big of a number? Yeah.
Oh, you made it awkward, JMO. Come on, man.
No. Everybody knows that's a ridiculous number, and it's definitely not true.
No, it's stupid. I mean, it's stupid. It's revisionist history. So, you know.
I mean, we can pencil it out real quick. Let's see. 50 ovens going 24 hours. Just jokes.
And let's talk about Bobby R. And let's talk about MASH. You know, you're talking about one little part. You're not talking about what really happened. And let's find we find graveyards all over Europe with thousands of buried Jews in it, died from gunshots. So yeah, we could add those together. You and your ovens. Look, bottom line. Huh? No, don't go there. Don't start with me.
It was a lot, just not all of them. Am I right?
Don't start.
We can agree.
And it's silly. I find it this like revisionist history, pretty stupid. We probably lost 65 million people under Stalin's reign.
Don't
talk about that. I mean, genocide is not something that's new to the world.
No.
They're trying to take down my channel. What are you guys talking about? You're trying to take down my channel.
Gun laws next. Let's do gun laws.
I can't even trust you guys. What are you doing?
You can't say
Connor. Connor, $3. Spurg, do you have a show on your channel tomorrow?
Yes, sir, I do. 1 p.m. I will be talking the last 3 chapters of The Wheel of Time. Eye of the World, book 1 of the series of Wheel of Time, I should say. And then, like you mentioned, Quad, off for the rest of the week.
Yep.
Till Friday.
Get your capes and your wands.
No wands, no capes.
Oh.
You
dragons?
No dragons. The main character is referred to as the dragon, but it's more of a title and then a mythical beast.
Oh.
The dragon.
There are ogres and trolls, though. So you can make fun of me for that.
No, I mean, that's close enough. I mean, ogres and trolls is yeah. Yeah. Listen, everybody likes what they like. And I promise you, there are plenty of people that are into that.
More in the Dabbleverse than I would realize, to be honest with you.
You had to see that coming. Come on. The
Kind
only
of.
thing that
Mr. Blue Sky.
autism brings you is
You're wrong.
an intense love of something. And it usually is something odd. So
It's fair.
I mean, it is what it is.
It ain't what it ain't. All right, can we stop with the "is what it is" thing? It's enough of that.
Is quad.
All right, so back to seeing Dan on Stuttering John's show today. I don't know if you guys saw it. One criticism. Yeah, what's your status with Dan Schmuel?
I don't have a status with Dan.
He means nothing to you. He doesn't exist.
He doesn't like me apparently, and
yeah,
I don't know. He's done 4 or 5 shows about me in the last week. And for a guy who wasn't going to stream for the Christmas vacation, I can't turn on my YouTube without seeing his little face.
He's got a pretty big face. I don't know. It's not that small. Yeah, like his biggest criticism of you, and it's funny that you framed it. Nice segue, Schmuel, is he brought you up, and your criticism that you're saying right now is exactly the springboard that he used to point out that while you were on vacation with your when you went on vacation down to that beautiful place you were at, that you couldn't stop streaming every single night. You can't get away from the Dabbleverse. You're incapable of thinking about anything else or doing anything else. It totally has warped your mind. Do you have any comment to? I know I can't play it for you. Obviously.
It's mirror projection, my friend. It's mirror projection. I think 10 days, and we did 4 streams while I was sitting next to a pool late at night smoking a cigar. Horrible way to spend a vacation.
You can only fuck so much, am I right, Schmuel? I mean, like, what else are you supposed to do?
It's like, what am I gonna do in the middle of the night? Look, here's the deal, man. I don't really pay Dan much mind because he just creates shit out of whole cloth. My personal experience with him is he invents things, and he's a troll. And I don't have anything good to say about him, so I'd rather just not say anything at all.
Yeah, I think I remember him saying something about like you invited him on and then kept him sitting in the backstage for ever and ever and ever, and you pissed him off somehow doing that. But I mean, whatever. I get that.
Nah, he got pissed off because he came on my show one night. I was doing the Saturday backyard streams, and he was trying to, in my view, dox the sorcerer by saying his real name, saying he was a piece of shit, and I wasn't comfortable with it. I took the show down. I told Dan I'd private it. I was going to clip that part out, and that's what pissed him off. And because there was never an incident with a link or any of these other things. So he's a gossip monger and wants to stir stuff up. It's not my gimmick. I'm just not, I don't like to play that.
All right. I can understand that. So,
Totally
since
reasonable.
you know the sorcerer's docs, can you tell us, is he a real sorcerer or not? And if he is, can he go on Spurksnake show and talk about wizards and sorcerers and all that other shit?
Hey.
Yeah, I'm trying to help you out, get you some guests, some professional guests.
Yeah, you've been there. There is nobody professional. Maybe
advice for Dan, like what he could do.
Andy's most professional.
Do you have any like advice for him, like what he could do in the future, like to maybe like no?
I don't care. I mean, look, dude, the guy's been doing this. The guy's been doing this forever, right? He's been on streaming and everything for years. And as I said, and it was not an insult to Quad, hey, maybe one day he'll figure out a way to gain traction. I don't know. Whatever he's doing isn't working for him. Not my job to help him out.
I take no offense as long as you preemptively say that you're not coming after me. I appreciate that. Yeah. Traction, indeed. The real Mr. Blue Sky on SoundCloud, member for 23 months. Thank you very much for being a member that long. That's awesome, brother. Pretty much since the beginning. That means so much to us. Your support means a lot to us. We do appreciate that. The real tragedy about Quad is that he owns a walk-in closet. Merry Christmas. I'd give you my working legs if I could. No homo, slightly bi, maybe. A walk-in closet. I have not heard that one yet. Good on ya. But yeah, we just had to take the door off and widen the entrance a little bit. No big deal. We can make do with what we got. We'll work it out. Indeed. That's what we do. But yeah, thanks for, like I said, thanks for being a member for so long. And no homo for sure. You know the deal. We don't do homo stuff here, folks. Sorry if you were looking for some.
Fear not, for behold, I bring you great tidings of great joy. Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. Merry Christmas, assholes.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, Dela.
Daytwa.
I said Dela.
Holiday twa.
Holiday.
Mr. Blue Sky. Holiday twa.
Holla at Holiday Twa. Yes, thank you very much, Holiday Twa, the most festive of the Twas. And we enjoyed the dusk, the evening, the night, the morning, the day, whatever.
I can't get enough twa. If I'm being upfront with you, I can't get enough twa. I've been saying it from the beginning.
The more twa, the merrier, right?
Oh, the more twa, the better. I've always said that. Thank you for saying that.
That's right. We love Holiday Twa too. Thank you very much. It means so much to us, indeed. And another lovely lady, Young Old Vibes, coming in. It's just right, helping us out, supporting the fam over here at BYB. We do appreciate that. Young Old Vibes coming in, gifting 5 BYB Podcast memberships.
Yes! Oh, yeah! Can you feel that, buddy? Huh? I have exorcised the demons.
The demons have been exorcised, and now we're ready for Christmas. Indeed. Thank you very much, Young Old Vibes. You rock, lady. As if she's actually, I don't know that. I've never actually seen, that's another thing about all these fucking profile pictures. Like, you might have a profile picture and tell us you're a lady, but until we see your face, who knows? Should we believe them?
I do miss sodomy.
It looks like she might have a little bit of vitiligo. You know that thing that Michael Jackson had, just because we're like right around her mouth, it kind of looks white. I just noticed that.
What?
Yeah, vitiligo. You know that.
JMO, of all the things that you could have pointed out, that was the one you chose.
Well, I just noticed it. I can't help it. I mean, you see, listen.
Not that she's got a Texans tattoo on her face. Not that she's got a lovely right eye.
I saw the vitiligo.
Always going for the positive. I got it.
Well, no, we all noticed everything else. I just noticed the vitiligo on there, but I bet you it's not. It couldn't be that. It's probably like
It's the sun from the window.
Yeah, something. Yeah, I bet you that's what it is. Or it's vitiligo. Who knows? You know what I mean?
That could be true too. Who knows? I think that was the whole statement anyway. We don't know.
What was the girl from Lefty from that group?
At least I Left Eye
Lopez.
Yeah. What was that group?
TLC. Tender Love and Care.
Maybe Young Old Vibes was Right Eye. Who knows?
Ooh, maybe so.
What a horrible.
Oh, Quad. I'm sorry, Quad, but that was a joke that shit the bed. I mean, seriously, it's going to take us days to clean that
those
up.
memberships. I am so sorry.
Oh my lord. Indeed. All right, back to Dan. Let's talk about Dan. Dan's so I'm
shocked. I thought you were going to. I thought I was getting ambushed with Dan. I sort of still half expect it, but
it's young.
Yeah, no. I look. Dan made a pronouncement that he would never stream with me again. He would never be on a show that I was on. He went up to the mountaintops and he made an announcement, and then 4 days later, I was on a show, and he came on it. And I am done. I'm done. And lately he's been trying to create some rumor about my marriage, which I think is hilarious because I think it's mere projection because I know that it's totally made up. So I'm going to imagine that he's having problems at home and would like me to be having them. But I don't know that I don't know that, so I don't want to say it. But geez, like I said,
are you sure Dan's not talking to your old lady and knows stuff you don't know?
Yeah, I'm 100% positive about that one. My old lady won't talk to any of you guys, even the ones she likes.
She's a smart lady then, if that's the case. Wise lady, indeed. No, I was definitely not setting you up for argument tonight. I figured you were going to come at me hot for my misgivings recently, but we can get into that later when it comes time. I actually do have some stories where I may actually even come up in them. So there you go. My favorite news is me news. Me news. I love me news. Don't you guys?
Right after, it's like my second favorite thing behind my news.
I lost Schmuel at the worst possible moment. There it is. Oh no, he's back.
I didn't go anywhere.
We thought he froze.
Up on the nose blow. It happens to the best of us. Indeed. All right, let's get into some topics du jour. What? The du jour or the topics?
Keep it clean. This is America. Come on.
Whatever. No, Schmuel's out there been doing things, man.
Wait, is Joey Muslim? Hurt your eyes, Schmuel.
He's a biker. He's a motorcycle enthusiast, as they call him.
He looks like an imam right now with that hat on.
That's the work do-rag. That's the obligatory do-rag of all Florida construction workers.
I love it.
So is he building a home for himself, or I didn't understand that was part of the deal? If that's the case, I thought he was moving into an already ready to go home. But apparently that might not be the case.
Maybe the house is ready, but the basement isn't.
No. It's one level. It's one level.
Oh, okay. I thought that might
basements in Florida. That would be underwater. I do believe
that's true. Florida doesn't do basements. We don't have them here either, really.
But yeah, no. This was said today. I don't know if you're aware of it, Schmuel, but here you go. This is for Schmuel. Whatever.
Oh, no.
That was a very interesting show that Eco put on the other day in having whatever a cacophony of different people on. He even had Joey on. Joey showed up to Eco's show. I guess it's not too out of sorts because he's had him on before, but yeah, this was on a Joey stream. So Joey's gonna start streaming again. Who knows?
Love you, Bo Beerton. Mid diggity, Joey. Schmuel Buckman was talking a bunch of shit on you. You said you are no. He said you're. Well, consider the source. Schmuel Buckman only assumes. He makes it. He just sees and hears the bullshit. He don't read. He don't get to know the whole person through and through. He thinks he knows everything because I went through that. I was hard. And he tries to give you the bullshit advice. And then he thinks that. he would always, but all these people try to help you and you shit on him. I don't shit on nobody. But Schmuel Buckman can kiss my ass like as always.
Oh.
Okay? He's nothing but a dumb old fucking idiot. You know? He never took the time to get to know the person. Very first time he laid eyes on me in fucking New York, he stared me down like he was going to come up to me and fucking smack me. I wish he would have. That's the vibe he gave me. But fuck Schmuel Buckman. I give a fuck about Schmuel Buckman. Tell me go suck a Karmic's dick. It's a perfect match. Can we ask Mrs. C? Love you, Bo Beer, too.
Karmic, what was the little Karmic one there at the end? Man, throwing shade at you, Schmuel.
Schmuel, you got people feeling.
I sure do have a way of setting people up, huh?
I like it.
I noticed.
I totally unintentional. What's funny about that last part is for months Joey's been going and saying that when he met me in New York, I looked like I was terrified of him. Now I'm like looking like I'm going to go up and smack him.
Yeah.
Schmuel, you don't really strike me as somebody that gives the "I'm going to smack you" look to people in public. You seem like a pretty. I mean, your eyes might bulge a little bit, but it's never like it's more like a whoa, not a,
Yeah.
You know
surprise
like
or shock. Yeah, he's shocked. Like,
you would never strike me as somebody that is just like for no reason just shooting people shit looks. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe
to be honest, when I looked at Joey, I mean, my first thought, which blew into my head, was 10 pounds of potatoes in a 5-pound velour sack. I was just like, this is. You see Joey, and it's exactly what you expect.
It's hard to find those velour sweatsuits anymore. I had a couple back in the day. They're very hot. You get very sweaty in them. So they're not the best design.
What? Okay. What exactly are we doing in a velour suit there, JMO? What are we doing?
I was wigging. I was wigging hard, my friend.
He was role playing as a fucking soprano retiree. That's what he was doing. It's all the old Italian retirees. That's what they wear is fucking tracksuits.
I ran around with a couple Goombas, no problem.
You weren't trying to be like we know you're whatever. Were you trying to be extra in The Wire or?
Oh man, if I could have been, I would have been over the moon. Are you kidding me? I was full wigged out back then. Please. Flat brim hat.
You got a strong pimp.
What up, homie? Yeah, all that. Don't worry about it. That's my business, okay?
We know you grew up in the hood, so we know you probably got some real stories.
Velour sweatsuit back then was a sign of you're doing okay. You're doing okay.
You're doing okay. You can afford a low budget suit from the corner Salvation Army used.
I don't even think I don't think that's one of those ones you get used. I don't think a velour sweatsuit is one you want to get used.
They don't have a lot of staying ability, right? Like they do.
No, you can't even hardly find them anymore. Like I looked recently. I was like, man, I saw Joey C's and I was like, man, I miss mine. Maybe I could get one for the house.
But the way they work with, like, you can tell when they're cheap and they're old because it's like they're velour except in the parts that touch things.
Rub together.
Like the elbows and the butt and all that. Those are like very shiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rochi coming in just on time to give you a bad time, Schmuel. Joe Biden, what's the Devilverse whatever guild? Is it a old people's home? Oh
yeah, the top is cut off, so we can't see what it says. What is this Dabbleverse?
Oh, that just says Dabbleverse Podcasting Guild.
Oh, Podcasting Guild. There we go.
It's a secret society.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you are from the Gilded Age. Is that what that is? The Gilded Age? I don't know.
That's pretty secret. I know.
Quite another one. You got to trying.
Killing me. You're killing me like Adam Bush would say. I just say unfunny shit. Now you're
more evidence Kabbalism that you're into.
Very unfortunate, I will say. This is not working out well for me. You're feeding into my enemy's hands, and I don't appreciate that at all. How dare you? Maybe I should send out the link.
Yep. See, there goes the audio. Great, perfect timing. On that one.
Every time you get out of pocket, God takes away your audio.
Takes away my voice. My voice takes my voice from me. No, I was just saying.
He ran out of limbs to take. I mean, shit.
Send the link out. That's all I said. I'm going to send the link out now. Schmuel's giving me a bad time. I don't appreciate it. It's time to put the link out there. All right, Dan. Lock it and load it in, baby. We're going. We're doing it.
Dan's been on a bit of a tear, though, hadn't he? He was shitting on. He was mad at Neil. Boy, I've never seen anybody yell at Neil.
No, wait. Neil's whole thing is to be yelled at. Am I confused? I'm very confused, JMO. The one time I saw Neil was when Ava and Stuttering John were going after him.
Well, I mean, I guess that's true,
now?
but for the most part, I mean, he's a pretty agreeable guy. He's always like, oh, I just want to everybody's friend kind of guy. He's not very obtuse in any way, so it's just
he's got a low tolerance for bullshit. So, I guess that's. I mean, maybe that was what precipitated it. I have no idea.
And that's why he won't be on the Stuttering John show anytime soon either. He's got a low tolerance for bullshit. Yeah, that's the funniest thing is he was always so nice on that show. And the points that they were fucking crushing him on were like such who cares? What's the argument about anyway? And nice, Neil does come off as a really nice guy. So I was always surprised why they went so hard at him because he was actually a fairly decent ally for John. I don't know if that's the way you guys saw it, but
look, I think watching that, I remember that night, but watching that, I was like, Neil was agreeing with them and they were yelling at him and he was trying to agree with them. And the more he agreed with them, the more they were telling him how stupid he was and all that bullshit. And then it just went completely off the rails. And, but I've learned with Ava, sometimes she can hear what she wants to hear and not necessarily what the person is saying. And if you're always fearing that you're going to be attacked, right? Or you're waiting for the next shoe to drop, sometimes you don't absorb what the person said to you. And you respond before you kind of internalize the thought.
That is true.
It's like speed reading to me. Like you know how you kind of skip some words. It's the same thing with that style of argument. Like I was getting certain words that are clicking in her head before she's, like you just said, internalizing and processing, and then forming a thought and opinion.
She's Hamas. I mean, let's say what it is. She's Hamas. Okay, we could just say it out. That's what it is. She's Hamas, man. We can't.
We all do it. We all have, there's buzzwords that we get, and then particularly, I'm sure for somebody like Ava, there are buzzwords that she knows that in her mind are going to lead to something. Mm-hmm. And so it's like somebody may use that in a different context, but boom, it pops up.
Well, Abba's way of arguing is she's going to throw as many accusations that are unbased at you as possible and see which one sticks or gets the reaction. Because she'll call you every name in the book, a pedophile, this or that or the third. It doesn't matter. She doesn't have any reason to say that other than in the moment she's mad. But if she gets the reaction from you, then she's going to harp on that thing. So, I mean, that's just what happens.
Yeah, my experience with she was on my show a lot, and we used to do these long Saturday night shows. And my experience with her was different, but we would go back and forth. And you didn't have Stuttering John is not the best mediator that you want to have. He's not that guy that's going to, stick an intelligent thought in and quell the argument and get to the point, So I could see how it would get off the rails. My first meeting with her was off the rails, But later on, when you can talk to her, I do find it difficult to pin her down, though. That's my big thing, because she will say something, and then I feel like a couple of minutes later, what she just said contradicts the first thing, or the timeline, I guess, is probably my biggest thing. Is the timeline always seems to shift.
So what you're saying is sometimes she gets a little confused whether she's this or that.
No, I don't. That's not what I'm saying. But
I get it, man.
I don't think she's confused. I don't think she's confused at all.
What she is. She knows what she is. We're all confused. JMO, come on.
But that's probably more accurate.
But speaking of
I was not
MJ,
unintelligent, but
back to it.
sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, she's
the
just like
argument.
everybody else. She's a mean shit when she wants to be, but she also gets over it pretty quick.
fair.
So I don't hold a grudge against her. She got over it pretty quick. She came back on here.
Yeah, that too.
You know, so
that's the best.
Yeah,
part when
you
people
guys
can
kissed
move
and made
on.
up, right, GMO? You kissed her on the mouth.
It's not gay.
I
She
saw
has
it.
boobs. So
Okay, so
Homo-flexible, that's what we say now.
And in the Middle East, apparently, it's not gay unless you take it. So,
Oh, okay.
right. So,
Pakistan.
Jill, would you prefer the Stuttering John method, where he kind of just sits back and lets everything work out on its own when it comes to interviewing people and having people on? Or do you like the Kevin Brennan method, where he's constantly interjecting and taking people off screen if they are being a hassle?
oh,
You know what I mean? Like those are opposite ways to like control your show for sure.
I gotcha. Yeah, I they both unfortunately, they both tend to hit the button a little too quickly, but I don't know. The KB thing is funny because you'll be watching it and it's like, it's not that the person is taking control of his show or is being an asshole. It's they have a point that doesn't confirm Kevin's point. So you're gone. You know, or he does. I did watch him with Karmic a lot because Karmic would get, Karmic would be like, this fucking guy. Like he would say all sorts of shit. And then Kevin would have that person he was talking about on and Karmic, yeah, he's not a bad guy. You know, like me. And he would just kind of sit there and Kevin would back room him. So those were fun times.
I mean, well, Kevin loves to protect his little baby. So yeah, like Chad, he'll never take him off screen. Chad can say anything, everything he wants to. He'll never get taken off screen. And Kevin's constantly sticking up for him and saving his ass when people are asking him tough questions. But boy, oh boy, Chad could have used Kevin's help when you hopped on over there at Hughesy's show. That was a delicious little interview. Do you just particularly not like Chad yourself? You were on the debate. You gave him a bad. You probably gave it to him worse than most people, except for maybe Tommy Jordan.
It's not that I look. It's not that I don't dislike Chad, but he's full of shit, and it's just like, well, I'm gonna ask the questions, and it's like and his whole thing is, let me yell and let me scream, and I'll just talk over you, or he's in control. It's on his stream where it happens. And so I was really just asking questions. What surprised me more about that, not the Chad thing, was how much Kevin covered for him after that. That was when I was like, oh my God, Chad could do no wrong. I mean, it was obvious. I shouldn't say it was obvious. It wasn't obvious to me until people said it. But Chad was hammered, and just none of this stuff. The girlfriend, everything he does, it just turns to shit. And yet KB just covers for him. And it's always excuses for him. And I have no idea what that is.
He had quite the wild little show on there last night with Clearwater Chad. I'm sure you saw some of that.
I didn't,
but yeah, like we could show some of that later. But he starts off the show like whispering into the mic, and somebody was like, "Oh, you trying to be quiet for your old lady or something?" He's like, "Yeah, quiet." And then 20 minutes later, he's like screaming at fucking Dan or somebody. Oh, Tommy Jordan. He was screaming at Tommy Jordan. Like, yeah. So yeah, this whole play acting thing, this thing you came up with in your head right before the show, like, oh, I'm gonna go live and talk quiet, like my old lady's sleeping in the other room and I gotta be quiet. But he broke character because he's an idiot and he always does that. But yeah, back to your experience with Chad the other day on Hughesy's show. The big thing was you called him out for the Tennessee Beer Hall because he was talking numbers and Hackmania, making fun of you, and then he was trying to pin you down for like, oh yeah, so how do you know Hakamania is selling out? You're like, oh, because reservations for the hotel and whatnot. And what was it, the next day or that day? Kevin Brennan's calling fucking the.
I called him right away, like an hour later.
So it was the same day. Yeah. So that's what I assume you're talking about when you're saying like covering for Chad and his nonsense bullshit. That's probably what you were referring.
Not even that. No, more when I said about, they were talking about the Dabbleverse drying up, and Chad was going on and on about how terrible these guys are, and they have no content and they don't have anything. And I said, but they have views, right? Which is something Chad doesn't have. And Kevin, rather than talk about that, decided he was going to trash Melton and Carl, but he didn't compare them to his views. He compared them to Chad Ochocinco, who gets, 30,000 views. So it was like, what are we talking about? Like, Chad goes on, Chad does all this stuff, but he doesn't get anything out of it, right? He's not making money. He's not getting views. He's not doing a lot of things. And it was like, if Kevin is his friend, like he says he is, wouldn't Kevin be helping him? Like maybe giving him a dose of reality?
That's what's scary, right? Isn't Kevin kind of just enabling this behavior and letting Chad burn his life down? And I don't mean that like in a dramatic way. I mean, Chad's 51. Is he going to continue to pay Chad's salary for the rest of his life on YouTube super tip money?
Look, I got to stick up for my Uncle Kevin here. Listen, he knows full well. Listen, I got to stick up for my Uncle Kevin. He don't like me, but Chad is going to Chad. No matter what anybody says or does, he's not going to change. He is exactly who he is. My Uncle Kevin
Nobody cares, but go ahead.
My Uncle Kevin knows when Chad does Chad things, it makes money for him, right? And so Chad's going to do this shit anyway. Whether he's on the MLC program or not, Chad's going to continue doing the exact same things he's been doing. Fill in the blank. But there's no reason to waste your breath anymore with Chad. Anybody who does is an idiot. If you think you're going to sit Chad down and be like, I'm going to fix him this time, you're not. It's not happening. Chad is going to be a disaster until the day he dies. That's just what it is. He's 50, dude. He's not changing.
At what point, right? Look, and this is why I take things too seriously. But I mean, at what point do you go from, he's not going to do, he's never going to change his behavior, nothing's good is gonna happen for him, to encouraging that kind of poor behavior, knowing the guy's 51 or 52.
Yeah.
And, look, this is the thing I say to Ray all the time, which is, you don't have anything. And all you do have is you're doing these, he does show after show after show and drives back and forth and whatnot. I mean, you're a broken ankle away from homelessness, and Chad can do this stuff, but if something happens to him where he can't get out or he can't stream or whatever, what's his future going to be like? And now I realize it's none of my business. It's not anything that I should be concerned about. But if you're my friend, I want to encourage
he's not his friend, though.
And that's the question, right?
He's not,
which I think Kevin would probably say he's not my friend. I think Chad would definitely say he's my friend.
Well,
right?
Kevin
it's
has
definitely an uneven relationship.
Kevin has him blocked. He doesn't speak to him outside of the show. Like, they don't have any relationship outside of what happens on MLC. He tells them that all the time. Now, whether Chad understands that or not is not my problem. But again, like, Chad is going to do what Chad does. Like, look at this. If things go a little slow, what's Chad going to do? Chad's going to drive to Mersh's house. He doesn't care about the consequences. He knows it's going to drive attention, right? When things dry up, Chad finds a way. Every time. Every time it starts to get slow,
Where can we get
he
those shirts
finds
at,
a way to
Neil?
make
They're on-
himself the thing. It's
on Amazon. Amazon.
Well, let's just take a 30-second break and read.
Do you think that his driving to Mercer's house? I mean, it's not my show, but I'll ask the question anyway. All three of you driving to Mercer's house, net positive or net negative for Chad?
It was a net positive.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Yeah, go around the room. I think for him, yes, it's a net positive because what he wants
Chad,
is
yeah.
eyeballs. He wants views. He doesn't care. He'll get down in the mud. That he's the mud shark. Yeah, of course he thinks it's a positive.
He was never going to go.
In reality, it is a positive because he's doing crazy shit, and absolutely, Kevin likes that. Kevin wants him to be a total disaster. Because disasters in the Dabbleverse are what's interesting and get eyeballs. So that's just the way it is, man.
But who makes the money? I mean,
That's what I
bottom
was just
line,
gonna
who
say,
makes the money
Schmuel.
off that? Is it Kevin or is it Chad?
That's what I was
Well,
just going to get
Chad
at.
made a
It
decent
might,
grip. He made a decent amount that day he went over there.
yeah, he did get a lot of gifted, but still, like, KB is the one making the money on Chad, hand over fist. Chad is getting crumbs compared to what KB's making. We just what
that's
we
every
just see
time.
on Playboard Sunday, Quad, 160,000 this year. I mean, it's
Right.
down from
Yeah, he's
250 last year, but he's
Right.
still he's making 100 times more than Chad easily. There's no way Chad's making
Any
more
of
than
us.
16K a year, right? Aside
making
from
more
what
than any of
Kevin
us.
gives him.
It's not a shock to anybody that he's making.
I'm pissed.
You know what I'm saying? Because he has enough people that will just pay no matter what the product is. They're just going to pay just because they want to hear Kevin say the thing that which is fine. He's smart. He figured that out. What can you do? But as far as Chad goes, Chad gets, if you pay attention to that timeline, the rent was due. Okay. The rent was due. He needed a little boost. He was a little short. Probably. And what did he do? He went when he does that and immediately goes live. He said, I'm going to Merce's house, gonna go live. Right? He gave people time to prepare themselves and go, I wonder if he's really gonna do it. Is he gonna do it? And then he does it. And then they're like, oh my God, he's doing it. So I'll send him money. And then the preceding 3 days of streams, he continued to make more than he would normally make, discussing what took place on that day. And then Kevin hadn't put him on the show in a while before that, right? So then what happens is now he's got a reason to go back on. And if he's got another reason to go back on a few more times. So it's not hard math, guys.
Fair.
I mean, you know what I mean? It's not a knock on either one of them, really. It's both of them doing exactly what they want to do to make money. It's scumbaggy shit. Hello. We all are kind of in the midst of that, but you know.
I mean, there's no doubt that Chad benefits from going on MLC, and they have all the same kind of, the same people giving them both money. So Chad is using Kevin's audience to make extra money. Because if it weren't for MLC, then yeah, his money would be probably pretty bad. It would not be a good thing. Yeah, there you go. That's a good way to say it. So it's a symbiotic relationship. It's less of a parasitic. So yeah, Chad's not like a parasite to MLC. Chad does crazy shit, creates content, and they both benefit from it. Because we notice every time something crazy happens, then that's when all of the audiences start giving out money. You know what I mean? It's when crazy shit happens is when all of a sudden you'll see the hundos start popping up, the 50s or extras beyond that, hundreds and hundreds.
Yeah, and as soon as that started to dry up, what he did?
If Chad or Kevin just did the same boring show every single day and nothing crazy ever happened, then they would never make a lot of money. So it is in essence, even Kevin's out there doing shit, going to the fucking stress factory with his little toy.
Oh yeah,
like
he never leaves the house. But that day he decided.
I guess, guys. I'm sorry, Quad.
Stress factory. Go ahead.
No, what I'm asking is, I get how it benefits Kevin. I mean, I 100% understand how it benefits Kevin. What I don't understand is how it benefits Chad.
Okay, I'll give you another example. As soon as that initial grift off of that particular thing happened, what happened next? As that started to trickle off, right? Thanksgiving Day. Ah, man, I'm not even invited to Thanksgiving anymore because that thing that happened a week ago. And now so now he's getting that attention, and he's getting, I mean, he got hammered, went back for more. So he gets more money on those particular days that he, whatever the issue is. But it's like he always has a little thing when the money starts to drip a little bit slower. He finds a new, my girlfriend's leaving me, or I got a girlfriend, or whatever the new thing is that day, and it makes a pop.
I think Shades Cow brought it up in the chat. Chad's got to bring something to the table to MLC, otherwise nobody gives a shit, and it's constant. That's what we're surmising. Like, his gimmick is the same like Brennan's, to show up, do some weird shit. But Schmuel, I agree, he's not monetizing it as well as Kevin can monetize it. Chad can't make as much money being Chad as Kevin can make on Chad being Chad. So it is symbiotic, I agree, but I think it's probably an 80-20 split in Kevin's favor. Chad's making a lot less.
I guess what I'm asking, what I'm wondering is the longevity of it, right?
Fucking hate
so how old is Brennan? He's like my age, like 64. 62. All right. So what, he's got another say he's got another 4 years doing this, right? Streaming. And I would imagine, being also, he's got a retirement fund and all those things. He could stop this at any time. Chad doesn't have any of this. Chad has to keep it going. So it's like, yeah, I get it. I totally understand doing stuff to generate heat and get super chats or whatever. I guess what I'm asking is, what about the future, right? Like, it's like it seems to me like he throws away his future for this sort of instantaneous bump in money.
Well, he's 50. There is no future. This is it. Where he's at right now, this is it. There ain't no future for Chad. He's got a laundry list of charges. He can't get a job. He's got no experience doing anything. This is it. This is his future.
That's what's going to be his. Yeah, he's going to be a cashier somewhere at 60. You know what I mean? Like,
that's why it is.
And not out of retirement. It's going to be out of, I need rent money. Like,
you're thinking with a logical brain. That's what's wrong with you. You know what I mean?
No, here's what I'm thinking is that Chad is a serviceable comic, right? And he could be making a living, not a great one. He's not going to be making, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, but that area of Florida, like the Florida, Georgia, all that stuff, filled with comedy clubs, right? So instead of making relationships with these people that he could go in, Tuesday night, Thursday night, fill in on a Saturday, make a couple of hundred here, a couple of hundred there on a regular basis, he pisses all that away to make 500 on a Saturday and ruins, like the thing with Chris Kettler, right? Does he think that these comedy club owners don't talk to each other?
Yeah, burning bridges. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, he's already got a bad review on his name with these places, most of them, because not only the owners talk, but the comics talk too. You know what I mean? And Chad is, for what he's known, is not good. It's not good.
Not good.
Not good.
Well, I mean, so he's trying to work out some things, and very recently we heard that he's got some new prospects.
I guess it's just not Godfrey and Florentine
well,
and
he also said he had a
Swartzen, and
so.
I'm sucking off Yakov now.
He's going to be sucking off Yakov all summer long on tour.
Get in line, honey. Who ain't?
So last week he had a headlining gig at Side Splitters on Thursday. He went on to MLC and bragged how he was going to be opening for Brewer on Tuesday. And I went ahead and called in after he made that announcement on Tuesday and asked the guy that was working there that day. I was like, "So what's the deal with the opener for Jim Brewer tonight?" And he said, "Nope, Lou Angel Wolf last night and tonight." So once again, Chad's a little bit embarrassed about his comedy career. He has to lie to Kevin about what he's doing. But the other thing he said was that he was going to be replacing Jim Brewer on Thursday night because Jim had to cancel on Thursday night. Also, when I called in, I asked the dude I talked to, I was like, "So what's the deal on Thursday?" So Jim Brewer canceled, huh? He was like, "Oh no, he was never scheduled to do Thursday." There was a mail review, like a Thunder from Down Under, some kind of shit like that canceled. So everything he does is a lie. So, and it all has to be a grift, like JMO was talking about. He's making up stories about the old lady being pissed at him so that he can grift off his audience because he's in desperation mode for rent or whatever the fuck that was. But yeah, like the bicycle thing, we pointed that out last week. We have definitively proven that he has the bicycle that he said was stolen. It's 1,000,000% guaranteed that he still has that same bike that he tried to grift off of his audience in probably the same kind of thing. He was looking for rent money that was due, something
you
like
likely
that.
pawned it, yeah.
Something very similar that he
had it in
these
hock
stories so that he can grift off his audience. And it's all very curious stuff. It just like Karmicx does, right? Like he gets drunk and screams so that he makes extra money, or he comes on the next day after a screaming fit and he starts talking about like, "Oh yeah, I lost somebody very important to me," and he just throws out these little innuendos like as if something.
Say more.
Yeah, like so he can get the sympathy grift. Chad does the same kind of shit. It's disgusting and it's very see-through and obvious what they're doing, but maybe not everybody can see clearly exactly what they're doing, but I'm disgusted by it. I don't really care about these people. So like when you say, what's Chad gonna do? Like, I don't give a fuck, Chad. Like, I don't really give a fuck, Schmuel. I don't care if the guy starves to death. Like, I don't care about Chad, obviously.
And that's the difference, right? So obviously, I'm a softie, and I do care, right?
Yeah,
like I don't want to see
point,
these. I don't want to see these guys, 65-year-old guys living on the street, or with a sign at the stop on the throughway, telling me that they're homeless and need to feed their dog.
In the neighborhood.
It's never too late to invest in gold, Chad. Never too late to invest in gold.
Oh yeah. Right. Bitcoin. I hear it's doing well. There you go.
Yeah. Buy the dip.
Melton's. Yeah. Buy the dip. Buy the dip. Right. Be a dip. Buy the dip. Indeed.
But I mean, based on the numbers that we were looking at, right? Like Brennan's taken a 30% loss for year over year.
Yeah, that's insane.
In super chats, and he doesn't have anything else. I mean, he's got the Patreon, right?
Yeah, somebody also mentioned
he's
that
got
he's making about
residuals.
$50K.
He's
That
got
too, maybe
residuals.
for writing and shit. Whatever sales and things that he wrote on.
Oh yeah,
he's
he's a writer for a lot of stuff.
Because
he's in SAG-AFTRA, right?
No, if John's making money, but I guess what I'm saying is like for Chad, right? If he's relying on Brennan ain't taking his SAG-AFTRA money and sending it to Chad or any of the people that he brings on his stream. So if Chad's relying on Brennan for his money and Brennan's making less money, then Chad's going to be like making less money. I'm sorry, exactly. I might be getting too into the weeds, so I'm just gonna I will stop. But I mean, I'm always fascinated by the economics of this stuff, and I don't see Chad writing a book on how to be successful in streaming and comedy.
Okay, well, maybe we should play some of the stream from last night. I do think that would actually probably be good. Before we do that, we probably talked about this before, but Schuley's numbers, Carl's numbers. Like, do you believe that people are still this into Stuttering John to the point where even like today, I saw this and I took a picture of it because I thought it was really weird that after 15, 20 minutes after the Pat Dixon and all these extra people that were on there with them had left and all they were doing was reading super chats and super tips. They still stuck right at 1,600. The needle and whatever. I refreshed so that I could get the correct number. You know what I mean?
It's hard. It's hard, man. I don't know because like I was scrolling through YouTube the other day and this couple showed up and all they were doing was making obnoxious noises and hand gestures to the camera. And they had like 1,000 people watching. I'm like, what the fuck is this? But right. I don't know.
But okay. So we're talking drop-offs, right? Like Kevin Brennan has had a drop-off over year. I can't imagine that Schuley and Carl still talking about Carl, not as much. Obviously, Schuley's pretty much dedicated to Stuttering John. But why is there not a drop-off on these channels? Like, you would think that considering where Kevin is at and the excitement, the new car smell has been worn off the Stuttering John vehicle. I'm just saying, like, obviously, dude. Like, do you have any thoughts on that, Schmuel? The numbers, I
don't argue. I'm not arguing that, and I'm not like I don't know what they're doing, but I do know that I can't judge. Kevin only takes super chats, so it's hard to. So I'm only basing it on the numbers that he's giving us, but he's comparing himself to Melton. But if you watch Melton's show, you can see the super tips are flying in, you know? Yeah. So
that's a fact. Yeah. Money wise is a little bit more difficult to keep track of at this point. But like the Schuley, the numbers, we can go by WATP numbers and Schuley numbers and whatever. They're that consistently exactly the same every single show. And even Point Double Point today was exactly at 1,600, which they typically are. Like, it doesn't matter who's on, what's going on, even after everybody on the panel has left and it's just Trucker, Andy, and Carl sitting there for 15 minutes. And this was quite a while after everybody on the panel was gone. The number did not move off of 1,600, and I took a picture of it for a reason. I was like, "What the fuck is going on here, man? That is really weird. There should be a drop off."
And how many of these channels actually buy bot? I mean, there are a lot of the bigger channels bought just so they simply will show up in the algorithm. It's not shocking that if this is your concern is to be profitable. It's almost like an investment, I guess you would say, bought in views. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough about the behind the scenes on YouTube, but that's my understanding is the reason why most of these bigger channels do it is so that they'll constantly show up in an algorithm, as opposed to if you have like only a couple viewers, you're not going to show up in algorithms like that. So I don't know. Quad, thoughts?
No, I mean, I think I've pretty much. I was curious what Schmuel thought about that.
I don't. You know what? I find it very odd because YouTube is an advertising company, right? I mean, it's not a streaming company. They make money on advertising, and the reason why they've always been that. No, I shouldn't say always, but the reason why they become so tough, or they should be so tough on the numbers and the viewer numbers being legitimate, is because advertisers are not going to advertise with them for fake numbers. And they really try to police that. So my thing is that, yeah, you could buy fake viewers and you could do it, but I don't see how you do it over the long term without YouTube seeing it. I mean, it's not what's the word? I mean, it's not that hard. I wouldn't think that hard for YouTube to figure out. YouTube is limiting the use of VPNs. I mean, they're doing everything to cut this stuff down. And I just, maybe a big time streamer has the money to hire somebody who could pull this off. But, who are Schmuel and Carl going to buy? Some guys from Bangalore, tapping the keyboard. It just doesn't seem like it's a sustainable fraud.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say, but so Bob Levy did it with Rob Saul, Levy Land, that whole thing. They did it for years, and they did it, had no problems with it, and that was a small scale thing, and everybody pretty much thought that that whoever they were using for their views buying is what the views buyer himself ended up using is like Bob guy.
But they didn't do it for years, though, Quad, right?
Yeah, well, they did Levy Land for a couple years. Yeah, they were buying views that entire time.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, whatever. Their numbers were not like spectacular either. So they were just buying hundos for live viewers. So they were never spectacularly huge. That's a fact.
Well, that's because nobody's watching Rob Saul or Chris Abel, really. That was probably one of the better things that Schmuel did for Levy was kind of cut some dead weight for him, to be honest. I mean, Rob is good on his own, and Chris is doing fine on his own, but all three of them weren't a draw together.
No, it was proven. Even Abel's got caught fucking red-handed buying views, so it just was. The second that Chris Abels stopped using the fucking views buying thing, it was so obvious, and it was like you couldn't hide it at that point. And then people were coming out of the woodwork and explaining exactly what they were doing, and it was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, and it was for advertisers to get like rustic cuts on board and that kind of shit. So
right, and you can fool a rustic cuts, right? But you can't. You're not going to fool. What do you call Procter and Gamble? I guess. But
that's what you're saying. Okay, but whatever. The big story that's coming out recently with Whitney Cummings buying the views. That whole thing has been getting broken down. I had it for the end of the show, but we'll never get to it at this point. But yeah, like numero uno, Josh Denny's fan has been crushing it, keeping up with exactly screenshots of everything that chick has been doing. And we know from in the past, like the Chrissy Mayers, who has hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but will do shows where there's less than 100 people watching. It's just it's not possible.
Yeah, the comments, the likes don't add up. It just doesn't make sense mathematically.
The subscriber numbers are aggregate, though, right? Because how often do people unsubscribe from a show? And she got the bulk of her viewers. She got the bulk of her viewers, her subscribers during COVID, right? And it built over time. She gets a couple of viral things. People subscribe because they want to see stuff. And then you just forget about it, right? So I'm not blown away by her having they may have bought some. I don't want to say probably. They may have bought some. But, there's billions or millions of people that watch this. So to get 100,000 subscribers is not going to be a lot, depending upon how things happen, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of beg to differ on that. 100,000 subscribers is, that's a pretty hefty number.
Right, but I'm talking Quad. I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about in the grand scheme of
Chrissy Mayer aggregate. I don't know, man.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like Opie has 150K, and those are probably not as bought as one would think, but he gets the same amount of people watching his lives as I do. Quite honestly, more now so that the Dabbleverse has been. But prior to this, when I was watching Opie before, and he was doing his 6 a.m. streams, it would literally be 10 people in there, 12 people in there, no super chats, nothing, just hanging out. And he's Opie from Opie and Anthony. You think there would at least be 50, 100. So it's like these people they disappear. They abandon accounts. The weird thing that makes it super suspicious to me is, like you guys mentioned before, the number never fucking changes. Like every other stream, no matter what, dude, you can see it go up and down 10, 20 people at a time, including bigger streamers that I watch, like
that's fans comment here too. Schmuel definitely has 1,400 loyal fans. Exactly. Every show. Exactly 1,400. Never less, never more. Just like the Raven.
Sparrow, I don't pay a lot of attention, right, to this stuff. Does that happen though? Like if you have a bigger show, let's say you have over 1,000 viewers, does it go up by 30 or 40, or down by 30 or 40? Does it change like that, or does YouTube round the numbers?
No, it's pretty. I can't recall if it's to the exact digit. I'm pretty sure it's very close, but it's constantly changing, especially when I'm watching a gaming stream. Somebody brought up Arc Raiders. I was watching this guy play Arc Raiders. He had 25K 700 and something watching him, and then it'll drop to 25.4, and then it'll go back up to 25.7, and then it'll drop to 25.1, and then it'll, you know what I mean? Like it fluctuates a lot. So I would expect to see 50 to 100 people at any given time chat hopping on any one of these shows like WATP or Schmuel, because there's 10 people live all at the same time. And I know a bunch of you goons do what I do. I'll watch Schmuel for 15, 20 minutes, jump over and see what Eccles doing for 20 minutes, jump back over to Schmuel's chat to catch back up, jump over here to BYB, see what these retards are doing. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I think. That's why when it's a steady number, it's kind of suspicious.
I gotcha. I don't watch enough of it to tell you that it's a steady number.
Oh, I'm a loser. I'll tell you anything.
Okay.
Love it.
Because when you pull up his videos on, right? I just pull it up. You've got, so it says he had 1.3 thousand views a day ago for Schmuel, right? And then 3 days ago, 7,000, then 3.4, 5.1, 1.2, it looks like. So those, I mean, the numbers on the view numbers of what's viewed after certainly do change. I'm not trying to defend Schmuel. I don't get me wrong.
I stumbled onto something right there.
Oh no.
So, with numbers like, what did you just say, 1,700 all the way up to 7,000?
I think I might have read 1.2, which should have been 12. So there's not. I'm doing videos, right? Streamed 22 hours ago, 10,000 views.
Do live numbers. But
stream, if I do, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Stream 3 days ago, 7,000 views. Something from 4 months ago, 11 days ago, 5.1 thousand views. 7 days ago, 3.4 thousand views. So they're changing, right? They're not the same every day.
But okay, so what we're talking about there is total views. And what we were talking about was the numbers he's getting live.
Right.
So if he's getting exactly 1,400 live every single show, how would his total views be so different? His total views should be very similar too. But
no,
how could that be?
Because most of your people would watch it after you stream, right? And those are the views that count.
Then why would your numbers be exactly the same every live count?
That's what's weird.
That's why I'm asking the question, right?
Well, I'm kind of answering it by asking it back.
You really think he's getting more live viewers than 2P? Different. I mean, really?
Yeah, the number one show in the Dabbleverse by everyone.
That's
the highest.
Excellent point, J2. That's
1,600 just like once.
I don't really know much about Schmuel or the network, but I mean, from what I understand, they've already been found to have bought views before, haven't they? So I mean, it's it's not even a stretch. It's
the closest we ever got to getting facts on that is that that Chris Abels was found to be buying views while being part of the Schmuel network is as close as anyone has ever been able to like put the pin into Schmuel. But yeah, back to Tukey. Tukey could do a show like he could play God and stream snipe Karmic, and he can get 300 viewers. Whereas as doing Tukey Soup, they can go up all the way to like 1,600 viewers. Typically on a normal Saturday afternoon, you'll get 1,000 Tukey viewers. So from going to 1,600 to like 600, I would say anywhere in between is about where they go
on average. Yeah.
Stay at. That it would make a lot more sense that happens than every single TSN show every fucking day is 1,400 exactly, no matter what's going on. No matter if there's a big emergency show or whether it's point dabble point or whatever the fuck is going on, the number never changes. Makes no sense.
I hear you. I do. First of all, look, I'm not defending Schmuel, right? I want to put that aside. I'm just wondering, in my view, again, for YouTube, it certainly wouldn't benefit YouTube to have people buying and faking numbers, right? So then what you're saying is this has been happening, and this has been happening for a really long time. I would be surprised that YouTube wouldn't catch up with it. But you're also saying to me, I mean, I can look at the live tabs on Schmuel, right? 22 hours ago, 10,000, 13,000 from 5 days ago, the 12 from 12 days ago, 2 weeks ago, one of his shows at 8.5, then 8.1, then 10K. I mean, those numbers are changing all the time. Now you're telling me that on each show, they're always 1,400, but do we, is that anecdotal? Is that like what people are saying, or is somebody actually keeping track of this?
I think everybody's kind of noticed that, man.
Yeah, it's been witnessed by a lot, and that's the straight up live viewer count. It'll just hover right around 1,400, and Chris Mack brought up the point. It updates every couple of seconds. It should flash a different number unless it's literally like, dozens of people, and you can see you got 27. It'll stay on 27. But it's right. Same with Point Dabble Point and all these other shows. They're all hovering just over 1,100 viewers, and it's not really growing. And at that point, I think you would be getting a bit more viral. What's really reflecting is like everybody's on Super Tip, and a lot of those names aren't staying at the top of the board anymore. Like I haven't seen. I should go look because I'm talking out of my butt. But like, when was the last time Carl was at number one? I know Shuli's up there often because he does have a strong support. He's got a lot of people who give him he's got many people that give him a large amount of money, and that floats up.
It feels like they're not even a part of the Dabbleverse, to be honest with you, because it seems like it's their own separate thing. Like you don't see them clipped. I never see clips of them unless Schmuel is on another show. I never see clips of the Schmuel shows or their network shows. Maybe that's just my algorithm, but I never see Doom or
that's
So Thorough.
Up, yeah.
And all these ones that we would normally see, you don't ever see. This is why those numbers don't make any sense, because I just have a hard time believing that they built this separate thing that's built only around this one guy, but the actual verse that is surrounded and built around that, they have no part in whatsoever. I mean, they don't. And that's just being objective. They just don't. I mean, they're not brought up hardly ever on any of the other shows. Kevin shouts about Schmuel very little now. I mean, there's just hardly any mention of them. So where are the people? Who are these people that are so excited for your show? I don't know.
Right, but you're look, assuming Kevin's not. Kevin's averaging, from what I've seen, say 500 viewers a show. Right.
That's about right.
So he's
way down.
So he's not generating other people to go watch these shows, right? And Schmuel is using. I mean, they make clips of the shows. I don't think that Schmuel's show has ever really been clipped as much as the original source content has. Like Doom, right? Like Doom doesn't usually, like a Doom is not going to go clip Stuttering John from Uncle Rico, he's going to clip it from Stuttering John.
Bingo. Yeah. Okay. So I guess that's the problem with WATP. Yeah. Good. That is a good, fair point. Is that WATP and Schmuel are clip shows, and all the other shows pretty much are not. So when news is being made, it's not being made on their channels by any means. It's being made by the locales that they cover. That is true. I would agree with that. Very good point. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people anecdotally. I will say anecdotally, but yeah, like
stop saying anecdotally. We got it.
Numero uno in the chat saying they caught him live with the super chat thing. It's probably like the Josh and Kim Johnson deal. It was very obvious what was going on with that shit. And Reverend Rage is saying Playboard says that they're hovering around like 4 to 600. And that would make sense if you're buying exactly 1,000 extra on top of that every show. Because we also know, for example, that Chad is about 130 to 160 live viewers per live during his show. So when he buys live viewers, he always buys 200 extra. So he'll go from 130. We've all seen it happen. He'll go live from 130 to 330 viewers live right in front of our faces. It'll hop up and whatever. Maybe it's not him. Maybe someone's buying them for him. That's the other speculation. Obviously, that wouldn't be the case for any of these, like the Schmuel network, because nobody's going to pay for 1,000 extra viewers every day forever. That wouldn't happen. Nobody's spending that much money. And Pest is saying like Mersh buys viewers. I don't know about Mersh's numbers. That's a tough one.
Well, I was in. Oh, go ahead, Quan. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say he hasn't been around long enough back on YouTube to really get a perfect feel for what he's got going there. And I've seen his numbers from 100 to 400. So I have seen it jump around. So I don't know about that yet. We'll see.
When I was in his chat the other night, there was only like 2 or 3 names I didn't recognize. I know that I can't know everybody in the Dabbleverse, but the other 5, 6 names were all Dabbleverse people. And that was 70 minutes into his show. So it wasn't like he just jumped on. It was a 10-minute. It was 100 and something people in it, and his chat was moving as fast as ours. You know, and it was same people, basically not all the same people, but a few of the same people and a couple others that I know from the Dabbleverse. And I didn't see any of his old people. Like Hobo Chili Recipe was one of his guys from ROTC.
Yeah, but
that went over to Aaron that went away, you know, like just left them. So yeah, some of these guys are struggling. And Schmuel, the other part is sponsorships. Like some of these guys can email and get sponsors to, like, you know, Blue Chew or what's the other one, the Apron thing, or, you know, that kind of shit. Nobody in the Dabbleverse is really doing that, but that is like another end game for some of the bigger YouTubers. When you got 100K plus followers, real or not, you can get, NordVPN, so use my code asshole, and, you know, you get a check from that, an advertising style, you know, 5K maybe to make that video that they're producing for you, quote unquote.
No, I listen, I get it. And we're just using, for me, I'm just using Schmuel as an example. We could certainly use Carl from WATP for the same thing. So I'm not here ball washing for Schmuel. I'm trying to understand how it works. Because what I've seen is, I see what I see is in the lower end at the bottom of the crab pot in the Dabbleverse is somebody starts to pull away with numbers, some other asshole is coming on saying they're buying views. And, you know, so I'm a little,
we've been screaming this for
I'm a
2
little
or 3 years.
I'm a little dubious. Right. I realize that, but it just seems to me like, so YouTube doesn't care, like YouTube would put up with it. Because I do remember reading an article in the Wall Street Journal like a year ago or a year and a half ago that this was a big problem for YouTube, the fake view counts, because they're getting paid those AdSense dollars, that advertisers are paying. They want to make sure that they're seeing real people. That's why Twitter doesn't make, or Rumble, right, makes zero money from advertisers, because they can't trust the numbers. Right?
Yeah, but WATP and the Schmuel Network aren't making a lot of money off of ad revenue. Not ad revenue, but of the views. There's not a lot of money in, you pretty much have to be one of these shows that gets millions of views before you got to worry about how much you're making from the videos.
Right, but we are talking about people that make. So if you're talking about a guy like Kevin that makes $200,000 a year in super chats, right? So you'll knock off 30% of that for, let's just say make it 150 that he takes home. If he made another 15, let's say he put his shows up after, and he made another 15 grand or 20 grand from AdSense dollars for people that watch the show afterwards, that's 10-20% of what he's making. That's not bad,
It's like I think we penciled it out for like every 1,000 views you get after a show's over, it's like 7 cents. So you could do that math. There's not a shitload of money in that.
I know what Dave Sauer has been getting, and we're always blown away by those numbers. It's a couple of $100. It shocks me. Yeah.
From super chat,
and he'd multiply that from AdSense, from people watching the videos that run on his channel.
Well, no, but that's in AdSense. Super chats are included in that,
right? So it's super chats, right? I got you. Even premium when you watch premium, right? I get it, and the stuff that's afterwards. But
you would have
the bulk of right. No, but Quad, you get. From what Dave, am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong. From what Sarah has told me, he gets his super chat money on the 21st of the month, right? And then he gets different money for the advertising revenue.
I don't think so, man.
So scary. That's what he's getting.
What is Dave doing that's getting all these views where he's making money? I know he does clips, but nobody watches the clips for the most part. And I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to rip Dave. I'm just saying,
no, I'm just trying to, I'm just asking questions because everybody on here is an expert, right? I'm the dummy, and I got no problem with that, but I want to ask the questions because the issue is if we just say people are buying views, right? And everything is fake, like Kevin Brennan does, then we're just jerking each other off. So let's find out what really happens.
Will not do that. That's disgusting. How dare you?
So who would have some insight?
Just show you real quick. Let me just show him that indeed, if you look at popular videos, the reason he has some of these, you can see the numbers that he's getting: 383,000 views, 476,000 views for these videos he did. He's probably just explaining to you at one point in time, all these views were giving him pretty good money, and probably are. But is he making money off of anything? Like, that's 7 cents right there. That's 14 cents. Maybe, you know what I mean? It's only the videos that he crushed it with. Those ones.
We'll have him on. I'll have him on some night and I'll ask him.
I guarantee that's what it is. It's the only thing it can be, because like I explained, there's no money in clipping unless you're getting huge numbers. Anybody that starts off a clipping, don't expect to see a fucking red cent for a long time, because that's the way it works.
And to speak to that is Doom puts out how many clips a day? He'll put out 4 clips, and each clip gets about 1,500 views, up to 3,000, over the course of the day. And if that's paying out tens of dollars, or even if it's just dollars, it's a few dollars a day to throw in extra on top of the super tips. And now he's got, I think he's monetized, so it's memberships and stuff too, but I'm not 100%. Yeah. I think I got it.
That'd be a good question to ask. It would be a good question to ask Doom, or find somebody like that who we can trust with their numbers.
And that's right. You reminded me. Earl was talking about this before, way back in the day when he had a comedy album come out, and his manager, I think, or somebody adjacent to that was like, "Oh, dude, you got to do it. You got to buy views." And his comedy album was literally went from like unknown to number one the next day because whoever did it bought like a ridiculous amount of views. And Earl, not that I'm trying to talk down about Earl, but he's not as known as somebody at that time that would have been like a Bill Burr or something of that cat, Chappelle or that comedy. Right.
No, I mean, look, guys, I understand. I'm not understanding what you're saying. What I am saying is that from what I watched, from what I've seen, right, all the people that had Twitter accounts that paid for viewers, what's the guy's name? Joe. God, he's the reporter that you guys all know. I want to say Joe Conti, but it's not Conti.
Will Heron?
No, but it's a big time news guy. His Twitter
Geraldo
account,
Rivera.
His Twitter account was filled with purchased followers, right? The books, a lot of the book stuff. You used to be able to rig the system so you could get your book on the New York Times bestseller list. And YouTube has faced the same problem, and they've been confronting it. All I'm saying is I get the accusation of buying views, and I don't discount that accusation. It just doesn't seem to me to make sense either for YouTube or for Schmuel or Carl to be buying these views all the time. And if they were smart, right, wouldn't they buy 1,000 one day and 900 another and 1,200? That's what I don't get is they'd have to be stupid criminals or stupid fraudsters to be doing the same thing every day.
Great point. Great segue. Nice podcast, stupid. $2. Not defending Schmuel, just always smartest in room. There you go. He's always the smartest guy, so he would have thought of that, of course. I don't know, man. Maybe they got a deal for monthly. They just got a first guy
2-year package.
Subscription service probably.
He just automatically does an extra 1,000 every show. I don't know, man. Maybe they got a system that just weeds it out very evenly to the nth degree. Possible. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it. Reverend Rage, $2. TSN strikes clippers like Mensa Math. Yeah, going back to why people don't clip WATP in the Schmuel network. Mensa Math is a good example of why that isn't happening. I've also got more examples. He's been threatening going after and striking Stuttering John. And as usual, it almost preemptively takes something like someone doing something bad, and then that gives you the excuse where you can do it right back to them. You know what I mean? That does seem to be the case a lot in the Dabbleverse, where
I thought, but didn't Mensa Math but didn't he just run Zenhauser's whole comedy special?
Incorrect. He did commentary on it. Maybe not at a sufficient amount. According to Schmuel, he did not transform it at all, but there was talking over it. Absolutely. He did transform it to some degree, one degree or the other. But yeah, no, Schmuel has claimed that he just completely didn't transform it at all, but that's not the case. Also, that was his argument, which Vince the lawyer so wisely walked him right into that one the other day on last week on Point Devil Point. Vince the lawyer was on there, and he was like, he walked Schmuel into agreeing that stream sniping or taking content that's from behind a paywall was the sin, which was beautiful. Because Vince the lawyer walked Schmuel right into that one, not knowing that's exactly what he was talking about with the Lowell suit.
Right.
Is stealing content from behind a paywall, which is amazing.
Yeah, I will say I had a conversation on stream, Bob Levy's stream, with Vince the lawyer the other day, and Vince the lawyer says he's never read the Stuttering John lawsuit. That's what he said on stream a couple of days ago.
Come on, we know better.
But would you mind if because I really dug myself in a hole here? Could we talk about the striking thing, though?
Sure, yeah.
So, look, my view on this is the question that I asked Vince, is Stuttering John striking Schmuel, even though he knows they're bullshit? Is he striking Schmuel to force him into settling this lawsuit because he's hitting him in the pocketbook? Now, John offered them a settlement already, which they turned down. And now I just wonder, it seems likely, because it doesn't seem like there's any downside to striking anyone. You know, all this stuff about it's a $2,500 fine for a false strike. Untrue. There is no fine. Looked it up.
Oh yeah. There and whatever. And that's the thing. Like Shuli's trying to hang his hat on is that John is gonna get in some kind of trouble for like he keeps doing the copyright strike against their channel, like constantly keeps doing it. And Shuli's big threat is like, oh, that's gonna take down your channel if you keep doing that. Like, I don't know about that, man. Like, if you, so all this stuff is ending up in court. You said there's no downside to striking.
I see zero downside for Stuttering John striking Schmuel.
Right. So
zero downside.
The only thing
and all upside
strikes like that is if you have a lawyer and you're willing to go to court for it, I guess, because otherwise it's just a waste of time for everybody. You get a video taken down, it gets put back up. Who cares? Yeah, but the way he's going for it, man, like stealing years worth of your stream. I hear everybody saying this way or that. Either there is a case to be made that he is stealing his hard work and his likeness, and I don't know. What do you think about that part of it? Let's start with that, Schmuel. Do you think John has a good case? Like, should they settle, or do you think it's just a waste of time and they should fight it? Because they've got a war chest at this point. Dr. Steve put up for him a GoFundMe, man.
Yeah, look, but you're talking about it was $30,000, not a lot of money when it comes to these things. You have to, but if you read the lawsuit, right? We've got to read it, and you read John's witness statements and affidavits and stuff. It does not seem like a name and image likeness lawsuit. Like, I think the lawsuit's a dog. Let me put it that way. I think the lawsuit is a dog. I don't think it's going to win. But I think it's an annoyance. I think it fucks with Carl. It fucks with Schmuel. It costs them money. So I can see why you would do it. Yeah, I mean, I could see why you would do it. And
discourages others from which I don't think is going to be the case anyway now, but he's discouraged. What he's trying to do, I think, in the long run is discourage others from doing this to him the way that they have done it.
I can't imagine anyone coming in and trying to pull off a TSN and a WATP after how many years of them covering him. So,
I mean, I'm sure there was a time where you could see it being profitable while it was at its height, but I mean, nobody gives a shit anymore about Stuttering John. There's a very small group of people that care.
But that's like, and I get it, right? But that's in the universe that you travel in. We don't know that there aren't other people that are into it, right? Like, I haven't watched Schmuel in forever, but I know people that watch him religiously, and it surprises me, but they're still into it. So look, I just don't want to get into a situation where we're saying, but I guess what I'm saying, for myself, I don't want to just accept as fact that, oh, nobody's watching this anymore, because they don't need, I don't know what the numbers they need are, but, you know, it's like when they used to have 3 networks, the worst show that nobody watched was still getting millions of views, right? Multiplying the numbers. So in this thing, they might be able to make enough money having 1,000 or 1,200 people watch it at a time. And yeah, there may have been 2,000 people that watched it before, or 2,500. But to say that 1,000 or 1,200 are nobody, that's what I think we just make these generalized statements, and I don't think that they really match fact.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that, man.
Next topic. Yeah. This is boring.
Can you put up Chris Smack's chat?
Let me get these 2 out of the way. And
okay.
Schmuel has 0 clue, but acts like an authority. Thank you, Dan. I had that one up there for quite some time. So while Schmuel was talking, as a matter of fact. So G-Rob, $2. TSN isn't buying views. Quit it, weirdos. Chris Mack. That one?
No, where he go. It's the one before that, a little bit before. The one before that, it's a long one.
The lawsuit was accepted by the court. And
yeah. The lawsuit was accepted by the court.
Carl and Schmuel requested. That means a judge looked at it. John also offered to settle, which the court wants to see. So, yeah, I do know what you're saying there, Chris Mack. Yeah,
but it's not correct.
Go ahead.
It's not correct because the lawsuit, right, has not. Any lawsuit is going to be accepted by the court. The judge has not looked at it. The judge has not issued a ruling. There's been nothing from the bench on the positives or negatives about the lawsuit. The only thing that's happened is they filed, a lawsuit was filed, a complaint was filed, and there have been answers. The judge hasn't looked at them yet. So it doesn't mean anything. I mean, whether he looked at them or not, he hasn't issued a ruling. And that's the way it works. It's not that a judge said, oh, yeah, there's validity. There's no determination that there's validity or invalidity to this lawsuit yet.
We have heard word that Carl is looking to settle possibly. I don't know that the same is for Schmuel, but I have heard that said. I don't know if there's anything to it. Do you think Schmuel's out there kind of hanging out on his own on this one? Does it feel like that, or what do you think?
What feels like to me is John is trying to do that. Look, Schmuel and Carl are represented by the same attorney, right? So they're not, as of today, they're not separate. What it feels like to me is that this is a very Vincentian scheme to me. It's like Vince is saying, fuck with Schmuel, fuck with Schmuel, fuck with Schmuel, right? And it separates what the two people need. Like Carl may want to just be done with it, and Schmuel is now stuck in this other thing. I think he's trying to drive a wedge between the two defendants. Do you know what I mean? Like if you and I are represented by the same lawyer because it's the same thing against us, but then I can sort of change the guy who's suing us, say JMO, can sort of change it and make your interest different from my interests. He can cause problems between us. And I think that's what John's trying to do.
You think that he's trying to do a divide and conquer move between Schmuel and Carl?
Yeah.
Possible. I still don't think, I wouldn't give the credit to John, that's for sure. But like you're saying, Vince is the one driving him to fuck with Schmuel more.
John's an idiot.
Watching Schmuel and Vince interact the other day, you know.
Right. And look, and I realize that people don't agree with me and whatnot, but everything is public. It's not like it's private. So Carl may be wanting to settle and there may be those things going on, but it's not reflected in the court documents.
I mean, I think Carl could probably do without ever talking about Stuttering John again. So, I mean, I think it's Schmuel that's more the issue on that end. But I don't see Carl. I don't see any reason why Carl would need to even consider.
He had a show before John. He was doing the Who Are These podcasts years before he even got to Stuttering John. He was slow building that show. Sorry,
it's very early on for any settlement talks, considering that on its face the lawsuit itself doesn't seem that damning. So, based on what I've seen, so I mean, it seems a bit early considering, like you said, a judge hasn't even taken a look at it. So, you know, I wouldn't be talking settlement this early on. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think they had a date set for like January, and now that date's been moved. So yeah, it's going to be a while before anything happens.
Right, the December date was moved to January. Yeah,
yeah. But that's how the law. That's how law works. Very slowly, it's intended that way. I do believe. But yeah, I think we should move on from that crap.
Quite. And what I was trying to really move on to, though, with the striking thing, I know it's Stuttering John, and we're focused on that, but. Like Chad is starting to strike people.
Right.
I guess has Ava been striking people? All this strike stuff going on.
According to Stuttering John,
the way that I see it is there's absolutely no reason not to be doing that, right? Like all of this stuff where it's a threat. I was watching a little bit of, was it WATP today or something? But it was on This Little Piggy, and they're going through what could possibly happen to Stuttering John for doing this. I don't think there's any reason not. I think it's Chad is, if he strikes people, I mean, he's going to piss people off, but if people still watch his show or whatever, it's not going to hurt him in any way.
Yeah, now we got this Chris Kettler guy coming into the Dabbleverse, and he was even saying that, like, we were all laughing recently because Chad was saying, sorry, my StreamYard is messed up, not sure what's going on. Yeah, also, if you're going to rebroadcast my content without making it transformative, your channel will be struck by multiple people, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and then, of course, Chad Buzmak was struck by one Chad A. Zumach. He has been threatening to do that to Melton, but Chad, we try to tell Chad Buzmak this. When you stream snipe, you gotta immediately after the show ends, you gotta take it down and erase it. That's the only way that you can do stream sniping without like transforming the content. You have to. But according to Chad Buzmak, it does appear that he's going to be setting up a stream sniping network where that's all he does is just stream snipe from that channel. So he's going to dedicate, but the channel will get struck. The channel will get taken down if he leaves up the episodes. So the
really channel will never get monetized.
Yeah, maybe he's not worried about that though. You know, not everyone has the same.
It could get monetized because they'll get the hours. They just won't. Like
it's possible that it'll happen, but the second Chad strikes it, it's gone. So that's
exactly. Yeah.
So but that's the thing. Like if you didn't care whether it was monetized or not, let them snipe you and strike you. What the fuck do you care, right? You just make up another channel and put up another.
Well, the strikes would have to be legitimate strikes.
But all these people are idiots. Well, this is what I was going for. All these people are idiots and don't understand the rules anyway. So, like Chad, today's show was deleted and won't be up on Patreon because of multiple people reporting it. He wouldn't have got a thing that said that there was multiple reports happening. But yeah, if you go back to this, you'll see the new guy in the world here, Steve Kettler. I did that. He is removed from StreamYard, Patreon, and YouTube. Next, he will be removed from Spotify, but that'll take a little longer. This is what you can accomplish when you actually have an attorney. No, actually, he got rid of nothing, did nothing. Nothing happened. This guy, after we watched a bunch of his stuff over the weekend, me and you yesterday, Spurg, and on Friday, we watched a bunch of his shit and shit talk. Obviously, the dude's insane. now that I've seen that, and he thinks he took down a StreamYard. First of all, you can't take down a StreamYard.
Yeah, how would he get? I mean,
that's what I was gonna.
you would have to be like Andrew Tate level to get. You know what I mean? Like for somebody to go and be like, yeah, you can't platform this person because of X, Y, and Z. You can't just go because he's being nasty to me. He's being very nasty to me online. I'd like for you to take him off. StreamYard's going to be like, never read the email. Like, what are you talking about?
He hurt my feelings.
That's just not a legitimate. There's no legitimacy because StreamYard is going to look at him as a patron. And so it's like some outsider coming in telling you who to take money from. It's like, no, you have to have a legitimate reason. You can't just be like, I don't like this person. Stop giving them the ability to make money.
Isn't 99% of all this stuff bullshit anyway? Most of the threats and that, you know.
It's just two gross, dirty liars lying. That's what it is.
But I mean, how many times have we've heard Chad or any of these other people say like, "Oh, I mean, Shuley's a perfect example because he's like, now that he's getting struck, it's a problem." But back when Bob struck Kevin Brennan's show, hilarious. There's other examples too.
Ohio seems to be a problematic state.
When Shuley's striking Mensa
Florida
Matt,
the North,
not a problem whatsoever. Well, that stuff's behind a paywall. That's different. So
none of these guys seem to think, right? Like they open the door, they use something like a tactic, and then when they're all good with it, and then when the tactic gets used against them, they're having a hissy fit.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. You bet. Yeah, it's all good when it's happening to someone else, but it happens to you and nobody. Yeah, your opinion changes real quickly when it's happening to you. Then it's not
somebody else will call 911 quad, and you'll be in the clear.
Yeah, I mean, if they call them on me, especially, right? Then I'll be really good in the clear. Look, it happened to me. It happens to everybody. It's no big deal.
It's a wash now.
Right, exactly. I think that is the mentality too, Jay. Like it just
actually, what's that, Spurk? Sorry.
I was just agreeing with Jay. I was like, I think that is a mentality. It's the eye for an eye kind of thing until everybody's all blind.
Yeah, we're there. I mean, it's happened in the Dabbleverse. So, like, what sacred cow is left? There isn't one.
I mean, because if Chad Buzmak left it up, then yeah, that's probably going to be a legitimate strike.
The problem.
And so it is going to stick, but like 90% of these fucking strikes don't stick. So it's like
when Felicia did it to us, you know, there was
no,
it's
just like bullshit
it's
on
done
her face.
for 14 days, but she didn't show up in court, so no big deal. But that's not the case for John or anybody that's got a lawyer that will actually show up to court. Then it's a problem. There you go. But yeah, as you can see here, Chad Buzmak said he's been struck twice now. So, who else? Dave Sarah. Dave Sarah got struck. Let me look that one up.
Yeah,
I know Dave just got struck very recently.
Today, I thought, right? Or yesterday?
Yeah, today or at some point. Let me look. Because right there.
Yeah, but what was he watching? Oh, Zumak.
Copyright claim. For what video? Sir, a second strike has hit the tower. So there you go. So at least Dave got a screenshot of it. But yeah, there it is.
Now are we going to talk? Strike. Are we gonna chit chat on the unlikely duo of Mersh and Kiki that popped up last night? Apparently.
Yeah. I mean that's what I was attacking Mersh today on Twitter. Let's just move into something else. That would be a good last topic of the evening, I think. Mersh and his parasocial
community
relationships with everybody. he does seem to attack people and then end up on their shows very soon afterwards. And I've noticed this with Chad Zumach lately as well. Whereas they used to attack people and never work with them ever again, now they seem to attack them and end up on their shows a week later. Schmuel, how much time were you? You're more than welcome to leave at any point, man. I get it. You've been here.
I can stay till. I mean, I can stay till 11. But if you'd like me to go, I'd be.
Nope. You're welcome to stay. I just wanted to make sure that
I was waiting for us to get into controversy anyway.
Yeah,
this is our last point we're getting on, so we'll be hemming this thing up nicely.
Yeah, it's we could do that, or you could yell at me about my phone call. I guess one of the two. But I thought
I don't want to yell at you about your phone call. What was your goal in making the phone call? That's the part that I've never understood.
Let me ask it this way. What were you thinking?
Yes. I mean, if you've answered that already and talked about it on your stream and stuff, then ignore me. But
I have answered it a lot. Even Adam Bush, like I sent him a. Do you want to see Adam Bush talk real quick? I guess we can do that real quick. Let's do that.
He hates you. I'd love to see it.
I thought it was odd, man. I just thought it was a weird thing the way he put it.
Really doesn't like you.
Not. Quad's a real villain.
A real villain. No, I'm almost. I don't take umbrage to it. He can think whatever he wants to, but I thought it was kind of funny that a actual villain from Buffy the Vampire Slayer said, "I'm a real life villain." So I almost like take it as like, oh, is this my award? Did I win an award? Like I feel pretty special that he said that about me. So here, anyway, you guys remember the award show where like it was really out of place too. Him attacking me there at the end, right when Tukey was about to get his fucking award handed to him. It's almost like you're at the Oscars, you're about to have your award handed to you.
Couldn't help it.
And before they hand it to you, they ask one last guy his opinion on the topic, the award itself. And I go to give my answer, and he just like went off. He was like, "What the fuck?"
He couldn't wait to rip your ass. He was biting through his tongue the entire time he was on there. As soon as he knew you were on, he was ready.
He just had popped on for the announcement. Like it was just like boom, boom. But yeah, it was. You know me. I love a good argument. I love going at people. It's one of my favorite things to do. As a matter of fact, is to have arguments with people on screens.
I love it.
Streams.
I like it too.
So
it's good.
But it happened in the place where I was like, no, that's not happening right now. We're handing Tukey his award and the show's over. So it was like the most awkward place he could have done that. I'm happy to argue with him anytime. But yeah. So anyway, I sent him and I didn't get an answer as to why he was being so aggro. So I sent him a super chat when he was on Equals channel the other day.
But unfortunately, the politics of it just took over the entire experiment, whereas now I wasn't coming on as I wanted to be, which was just somebody they hopefully want to know more about that I can learn more about. It was, someone from this party is coming to this party, and now we have to plan this kind of, and that became not fun.
No, absolutely. Yeah, talking about not fun. Quadfather with the $2. Thanks, buddy. Why did you go hard at me on the award show? Sorry, Sam. I do apologize.
Because for the
you don't like it?
Couple years, unfortunately I like Quad. That's the problem.
Okay. All right.
He's won me over in conversations, and I know he's got a heart in there. It's because he goes out of his way, just like we were talking about, to not just have these enemies based on who he's dictated to not like, which is crazy to me, but he accuses people.
No, okay, so I guess I should play the whole thing. He says a lot here. I just found it weird that, like, he attacked me on the award thing, like as if I had a political bent, like I was going to be pro MLC before he even heard what I had to say about like liking Tukey's show and why the fuck NLO isn't one of the options. Because like, if you were like, hey Quad, what shows do you watch the most? Here's the breakdown. NLO, Tukey, and MLC is like a third place. But yeah, like NLO and Tukey, I really don't like miss much of those shows. Those are my favorites by far. Not even Like, I really don't like watching much else, but for some reason he had it in his head that I was going to like stick up for MLC and say MLC. I don't know what that's about. He thinks I hate Jews. I think he thinks a lot about me that's not true, honestly. So anyway, let's continue. So yeah, apparently he likes me personally, but let's see the rest.
People of being like real serious crimes. Real serious crimes. Over and over again. Are you serious?
What crimes does he accuse people of?
I'd rather not mention them, but okay.
I know.
Thank you. And it's endless, and he does it under the gut.
Okay, so Schmuel, would you know what I think about Shuli, right? We've had that conversation multiple times.
Would
you say that I accuse Shuli of crimes in that case?
I think you intimated that he was aware of crimes.
Complacent.
So once again,
intimated.
Do you think that I say Shuli is?
Do I think you said Shuli committed a crime? No, I do not think you said he committed a crime, but I think
that's what Adam was saying.
Thought he said he covered up.
Adam is still confused on like me calling Shuli just a flat out calling him a pedo. Like that's
the link. Let's go. I like.
But that's what you were. But look, that's what you were doing, though, right? I mean, essentially.
No, God damn it! Like, don't change my argument. I have never called Shuli a goddamn PDF. Like,
right? But you've intimated it. You've intimated that he was involved in it. I mean, obviously, you come on, yeah. So I didn't say that he stole money from the bank, but I said, the bank got robbed, and he came home and he had all this extra money in his pocket.
No, okay. So my argument would be more like the neighbor guy knew that his neighbor was a bank robber and just kept his mouth shut. That would be more my argument. Would be
so he wasn't a snitch,
exactly. Like or
held
whatever,
down for his man's.
or he was not willing just to say like, oh, I know my boy got arrested, but I'm never going to bring it up.
Can't we just say you don't like Shuli? And that's why you did. And that's why you were doing what you were doing. And you didn't give a fuck. You wanted to stick it to him, and that was a way to stick it to him.
Yeah, but I've never called him a actual PDF. You know what I mean? Even to his face on that show where we ended up arguing, I never said like you are I could have done it right then and there.
I know, Quad, but you certainly did leave it open to interpretation that he had something, that he was hiding something, right?
Yep.
Sure. I think what I'm getting at when I'm saying he's hiding something is knowledge of something. I'm not saying he's got the shit on his hard drive.
I guess what we're asking is
I think you might have intimated that he did, but go ahead.
Why did you accuse him of crimes? Just go ahead and, you know what I mean? Let's get it off your chest. I'm with Adam Bush.
I may have skirted around like a joke. So when I say like, oh, let's see your hard drive, it's kind of being a smart ass, not really like saying like, like, oh, I think you, okay. I think you get my point though. I've never said I think he's actually crimed against kids.
I don't get it. I don't find this funny.
Good.
Nah, look, you were trying to do guilt by association. That's what you're trying to do. You were trying to impugn Shuli's integrity by his association with ESO.
We're gonna lose
100%. I mean, you can't say you didn't.
Okay, well, Shuli impugned his own fucking
We're about to lose half this show. Co-hosts, we're just gonna leave.
He impugned he had ESO around.
Sounds like Karmic, boy. He's trying to wedge him in there.
Best friend, his best friend in the world, ISO.
That was more my argument.
Cares about the Shuli network. That's what I say.
That's kind of what it boils down to. Let's get back to Adam Bush.
Yeah, Adam Bushki's got something to say. Yeah, actually, he's making some really good points. Quad, turn him up. Let's hear it.
Holy shit. Actually, it is turned down. Thank you.
You're the reason there's a free speech problem. You're the reason Lenny Bruce and Richard Pryor get shit. You're the reason Lenny Bruce died a drug addict, because people like you abuse that to say horrible things to make yourself feel better and have no consequences for it. And then when they're called on it, they say, "Oh, it's funny. It's funny. You don't need a setup or a punchline or people laughing for it to be funny. I can just say what I want and then go, it's humor. It's humor." And
that's a callback to earlier in the show when I said I got accused of no setup, no punchline. Uh-oh. Damn it.
When confronted with it, when we talked about it, he repeatedly was like, "Wow, you're absolutely right. Okay, we can't do this anymore." And on that episode, it has a thing: we will no longer be talking about all of these people, hashtag whoever knew, and all of this stuff. And it's never going to happen again. That guy and many others that they do. And he said it was done. And I was like, look at that. And I went on WP and I was like, this guy gets it. Like we're doing something here. Because I was like, I kept telling him there's plenty of reasons to hate Shuli without making it that, right? There's plenty of reasons to hate.
Did you help him
Tribe
out?
sticks together, man. I wish I was Jewish. Get a gang right out of birth, boy. Hell yeah, dog.
Why don't you go?
I love it.
Was that?
Did you not give you a list of reasons that you sent me why you hate Shuli to pod as well? Or?
I have. I mean, it's in a collage. I think it looks really nice. I put it together really pretty. It's just. And then the next day he was back to doing it. And I was like, you're such an ass. Like the second somebody questioned him about something and wanted like a fact or an actual opinion, he just has to jump to this same stuff. And that was a drag. So for them to see him like actually calling the police and telling them that fellow streamers are dangerously armed and that they need to be stopped, and then just goes back to his show the next day like,
he missed the apology as well.
You're an action villain, and no one's gonna say anything. We're all just gonna sit here like it was the biggest news for 12 hours, and then he was just out there. All right, let's talk about why Chad Zumwalk's such an idiot. It was like, you just tried to murder people from your wheelchair prison, lied about it repeatedly, lied to the cops about who
he
you
just
were,
accused you of murder,
anonymous,
Quad.
so
Is
no one
that
would
just as bad as saying that somebody's a
Trying to
PDF or not?
murder someone. Just trying to murder someone.
This is why Adam Bush hates us because of you. Because I thought that was the fake Adam Bush talking shit. Now I know it's the real one. I'm getting a little bit like, what's up? And he looks like Bob Saget a little bit, huh? Anybody else notice that? He looks like Bob Saget.
They all look alike.
Saget doing, J-Mo? How's Bob Saget doing, huh? Bumped his head rock. Wake up in the morning, huh?
Yeah, I think he was, I mean, I just noticed, he looks like Bob Saget now.
All right, let's finish this.
All you wanted, you got called on it, and then you're like, yeah, well, Ray DeVito is doing a show today. Let's take a look at that. I was out of my mind. No one's going to say anything. We're all just going to let this guy keep doing that and move on to the next thing. Okay, I guess so. But that was the first time I'd seen Quad since then, and I was shocked that people wanted to hear his opinion on Ray DeVito.
I think, though, realistically, apart from a genuine apology, like, I'm not 100% sure he ever gave one of those, but apart from a genuine apology, his only choices really are to either double.
Yeah, Spurg, did I make a genuine something?
Well, I would say even the one during the show was the most genuine, where you're like, yeah, I realized I fucked up. You inserted yourself somewhere where you probably shouldn't, versus the clippable at the very end where you're like, look, here it is. I am sorry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you matter-of-factly put it out. That was what that was for, which I do have. I'll tweet it out again if I need to.
No,
I want to get Adam Bush on
Let's
here.
make people forget about this. Move on.
Let's get Adam Bush
and that's
on
the
here.
thing.
Let's work this thing out.
No, and I want to. I want to point out another thing. Where's Rochi at? He didn't like what you did, and he made you pay consequences for that. Will he come back? I hope so. I'm going to push him into it because I like Rochi.
Don't be a bugger,
Rochi.
But and it's not like people in the chat weren't hammering you for this, or on Twitter, or anywhere you went for the next 2, 3, 4 days.
Consequences.
There's been very little blowback. Yeah.
I can tell you there's consequences. My PayPal's looking a little light, Quad.
Shit.
Hey,
I love you guys.
Look, Quad,
you guys are the best.
you really did strike gold. Look, the reason why you didn't get as much heat as you should have gotten is because Karmic decided to lose his mind and break up with Felicia. Right? And then that that drew all the heat away from you and put it over
A
there.
lot. I wouldn't say all, but a lot. Yeah.
See what happens when we make generation spurt.
And what happened 2 days after that, though, Schmuel? Like, I can't remember exactly, but something happened again right after that where we're like, oh, fuck Karmic, because now we got something else. It was Chad again, I think. It was something else,
Rent was due again.
No, I
think it was.
I would say if nothing happened, 2 more days go by, and that's just how people are,
I mean, we still do talk about Geraldo's Vault from time to time.
Yeah, and people will bring this. This will be brought up when my name is mentioned in the halls of infamy.
And every time somebody's mad at you,
every time. Yeah,
it's the new wheelchair prison. You're gonna have the wheelchair prison and this.
It's like that story you asked me about, Schmuel, when you came on and we were arguing. You asked me about that story. That came up. That comes up all the fucking time. You had no idea about that. But you asked me about it. I had to explain for the 1 millionth time. And this will be the same thing. This will be over and over and over. Every time someone's mad at me, it'll come up. Guaranteed.
And who's to blame, buddy?
Me? Yeah.
Chad Zumach.
Him too. Him too. Yeah.
I blame Mersh. She didn't even wake up for it.
So much. If he wouldn't have been so hateable, that would have never happened. True. Good point.
Down or ignore it, right? With regards to that, so not defending obviously what he said, but I mean, when you say he was on the show the next day, it's like, well, yeah, kind of. You got to just crack on if that's what you do as a hobby. You stream like 3-4 times a week or what have you,
which is fine. Then don't do hour-long specials breaking down the sincerity of other people's apologies if you're not even going to offer one. And if when a journalist becomes a known liar, it's hard to give them any credibility. So the fact that we believe anything he says now is ridiculous. Take him as a joke, accept him as that. The only defense I ever hear about him when this stuff comes up, every conversation ends the same way, with the person who's supporting him going, well, he's in a wheelchair and we feel real bad. I'm like, I thought we were fucking past this, and that's not a reason to get.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the end of his argument. I played all of it, even the parts I didn't really want to fucking hear. Yeah, and thank you, Big Black. I would have never have considered myself a journalist, more of a smart ass than a journalist. But boy, oh boy, he takes his shit very seriously, that Adam Bush, doesn't he? Yeah,
he's an intense fella, that's for sure.
I never heard anyone say that to me. Like, oh, Quad, he's in a wheelchair. He's like, what? I didn't hear one person say that. As a matter of fact,
like
all the people that hate me, regardless of my wheelchair, still were out there in full force. Yeah, JMO.
It seems like Adam Bush is mad at a character that he made of you that's not actually you. Now, there's plenty to dislike. However, he's missing the mark on some of these things because it's just inaccurate. Like you did.
What's he missing the mark on?
Well, he's like, he didn't apologize. He did apologize. You know what I mean? And it's
I was trying to kill people. I don't think I was
not even that part, not even that, but he's just kind of like, I think he's like generalizing and thinking that your mindset is one way when it's actually this way. It's still not great, but it's not the way he's depicting it. You know what I mean?
Well, he's guilty of what he's saying, that he should be careful about being judgmental of people and what they're up to, without knowing what's really going on, and
who can't be judgmental? You know what I mean? Like but the problem isn't even that. It's like, at least try and be a little accurate. I mean, or look into it a bit before you make bombastic statements. You know what I mean? Like, just take a peek at the information. Like, maybe give it a goog. I don't know, because you could easily find that there was an apology. I put it out. You put it out. Quad Spurg put it out. I mean, it was done right away. It was done right away. I think we all were like,
yep.
Yeah. There's not even a need to really even,
That's rude.
It is also very accurate. You are guilty of being a quad. You are.
I hate when people are dead on.
But I'd like to have Adam Bush on. I'd like to hear you guys work it out. I think that
extend the invitation.
Working it out is overrated.
Well, we're selling it as trying to work it out, and then you know what's going to happen. He's just going to be shouting over everybody.
Right.
Like Schmuel, I've given you tons of shit over the time I've known you, and whatever, you never take me too serious, and that's the way people should take me.
I'm
honestly.
always a proponent of working out, you know what I mean?
if I do, right, I know, I guess I got to know who I'm dealing with, right? Like, I've got to know who, like, I've got to know, I don't know. If I'm lying down, whatever the word is, if I'm getting in bed with you, I got to expect, you know, I got to expect these things. Like, you can't go like, you know, you called the cops and you did what you did and then act like, oh, Lordy, I'm shocked that Quad did that. This is not like the first time that you do what you do. You like to ambush. You do the ambushing. You do the, you know, you like to go after people. You like all this stuff. I mean, it's like, it's asking me to change. It's asking me to change, you know, it's like asking me to change your nature. And if it's not something that, look, I wouldn't, whatever. I guess my thing is, you know what you're getting, right? So don't get what you get and what you expect to get and then complain about it later on. And my beef, and I don't have a beef necessarily, but my thing with I was really pissed off about with Adam and Carl was I came on your show, we settled the Schmuel thing, right? Like you and I, and the next day you said, I'm not going to talk about it. You put out a tweet, you said I'm not going to talk about it, and that afternoon they went live with WATP and shat all over it as if everything you said was bullshit and that it was all fucked up. It was like never even a chance for you to have one show where you didn't talk about it, right? And all it did was drive you back to talking about it.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. And
excellent point.
I also found out, you know, during that show that come to find out WATP, everything that Nasty Neil, there was just a clip of him going over like, oh, you don't realize what WATP does until it happens to you. And then you see it. And then you see how they very specifically grab clips of you that are like out of context and really don't make sense to the way you remember it. And they do. They nail you. I mean, whatever, that's what they do. They'll leave out the parts that make you look good. And so, yeah, like after I saw that, I had to respond because they put me on my fucking heels, man.
And I sent him a super chat that day or a super tip, and I said, like, you couldn't have waited or something like that. And, you know, they just launched into it. So it was like, look, they don't like you. You don't like them. And there's no point. Like, what's the point in resolving? Because you're not going to change, right? Like, you're not changing for Adam Bush.
Right. It would just be another show where we talked about shit.
Great if you got to yell at each other in content and it was clippable. Yeah, I get that. My only issue with you, my only issue with the 911 thing, I didn't give a fuck about the call itself or wasting police resources or any of that bullshit. I thought you were trying to interject yourself to become part of the content and like creating, instead of letting the content happen, you were like you were taking it out of this organic thing and you were trying to create and do something. And that's what pissed me off. It was like,
that's kind of what he admitted.
You got to let it happen, not try to
throw fuel on the fire, sort of thing. Yeah. I wouldn't even. I just, self-insert, trying to make something.
Well, it's a bit of a diva. He likes to be.
It ended up being that only. It wasn't that way until the fucking FOIA happened. Before that, I wasn't really the part of the story. After the FOIA came out, so there was
like a real shithead.
But you were trying to push the story along, right? I mean, you were trying to make. You were trying to make content. You were trying to get an interaction to happen that would have been filmed, and then you
Clippable,
could have
yep.
put it on the show. Right, a clippable event.
Exactly.
Hey, real quick, guys, I'm gonna hop out of here. It's been 3 hours for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go play some
good
video
night,
games,
sir.
and
We're about to wrap up,
thank you,
I feel.
Schmuel, for hanging out as long as you have, man. I appreciate you, bro.
You ain't gonna
I'll
miss
get over
much,
there on
honey.
Thursday.
Come on. Get out
You
of
boys
here.
hold it down, every guy. You guys are so good at doing a show when I'm not around. I really enjoy it when I get to put my feet up and not have to talk every 15 minutes. Love you guys. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, all that stuff.
Merry Christmas.
And we'll be back here Friday for our fuck around stream. So come hang out.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, we will be here and we will be fucking around.
Goddamn right. All right, boys. Later.
Yeah, thanks, boss. Yeah, is that all you pretty much had to say on the? Do you want to hang out and watch the merch, or you got to take off?
Let me watch a little bit of the merch because I feel I got to ball wash him too, because otherwise you'll just go trashing him.
Oh, I have to trash merch. I mean, we're
Before we
not
even start. Before
not-
we even start with that, it's like, be clear. Like, this was not he picked the fight. We did not pick the fight.
He hates my guts. I did a bad thing in whatever. I had Jesse PS on a show when he was on it. Unforgivable sin, apparently.
Well, you did. Look, you fucked with him, and I can understand him being pissed, right? Like I would have been pissed if you'd ambushed me the same way. And
tonight,
right? And I feel about Jesse PS the way you feel about Murph. So yeah, that's why I would wind up taking that. You know, the side that I do.
Okay, but that's kind of back to the thing though. I don't know if this is just a temporary thing with him going back to Kiki because he hates that MJ Murphy lady so much. I'm thinking that Mersh is always kind of wishy-washy with people, so he plays big dog. He'll go on Kevin Brennan's show and he'll play big dog to his face. He's just boisterous and pain in the ass in that way. And whatever he
has
runs
no self-awareness is what you mean to say. He doesn't.
Yeah, he runs people off.
Self-awareness.
He gets run off by being butthurt like we did to him many moons ago, and he won't forget about it.
Yeah, and he ran off from the Stuttering John thing too because Ava was giving it to him pretty good.
I didn't see that. I did see him own Chad 3 times.
On there. Yes, that's
Mersh is, but yeah, it's the same thing. Quad, Mersh is Mersh, right? Like Quad is Quad. That's what he does. Mersh is boisterous. He's loud, right? He gets into these things. The Kiki thing surprised me, but that it happened. But then as I look at it, I'm like going, this is him. He's just trying to, he's the ultimate trying to get people getting eyes on his channel. And if we've watched anything in the last year, he's really stopped being as self-destructive as he was. And
he's basically Aaron Imholt that smokes cigarettes. I mean, that's it.
Disagree.
And once you see that, you cannot unsee it. That's the problem.
How is he like Aaron?
Okay, so we'll start with the fact that he is the type of person that screams at his chat if he's not making the money that he feels he's owed.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes about begging like a bitch. I mean, begging. I need this much. But then in the same breath, he'll say, I won't read $2 chat. You know what I mean? I mean, that among the lack of...
But I don't understand how that's like Aaron.
Well, sure, there's going to be...
Because he doesn't... I don't see him begging.
There's plenty of examples. Yes, there's plenty of examples of him begging. So that's not even up for debate. But plenty of examples. I mean, there's an entire slew of him just, I need money, and then a new grift, and then I need money, and I need money, and I need... shaking the can. But it's not even that. It's the majority of it is, to me, is the lack of self-awareness and the obvious self-importance that he carries on when he's in these situations. And it's like, he has no business carrying himself that way. But no matter how much life knocks him down and tells him he doesn't belong, he just keeps getting back up and acting like he does. It's impressive.
Right. Isn't that what's funny? Right. Isn't that what's funny?
Schmuel, do you
you're
look
sad.
at Merch and see a lol cow, or do you see this very entertaining radio broadcast professional? Like he's a radio nightwave radio. You know what I mean?
I don't look. I don't see him as either. I think I think he knows how to hold a stream. I find him entertaining. I argue with him quite a bit because I think his politics are stupid. But it's not that I'm holding him in high esteem, but I am saying that, he's doing what he's doing and he's making money at it. Why are we having a problem? Why do we have a problem with that? And of course he's got a lack of self-awareness. He admits that. That's the difference, one of the differences between him and Imholt. And the other thing with him is when he's begging, he's asking for money for himself, right? He's saying, I need money. I need this. He's not Aaron Imholt like, oh, we're all in this together, gang.
All right. That's
I
fair.
think I get why he annoys people. I mean, I 100% get
I had
that.
zero problem with him, though.
But it's entertaining.
I had zero problems with this fucking guy. I had zero problems with him.
This
and then
fucking guy.
And he just kept going and going. He in his mind, he thinks he's this guy. He's just not.
But JMO, who's having the parasocial relationship then, right? Like, if you know that somebody on Twitter or whatever, whoever it is the guy that you're describing, then you laugh. Like, I don't know, like, why do you care? Like, why do you let it bother you? I mean, you really do seem upset about it.
Oh, no. If he were to come on right now and was like, we'll squash it, we'd squash it. I don't have any personal problem with Mersh. I'm not the type of person that's going to let somebody just do hours worth of material on me and I'm not going to respond at some point, which is what took place. Because literally he did a week's worth of shit on me before I said anything. So right. And then as soon as I started saying something, Schmuel, what happened? He shut the fuck up. So he's not that guy. That's what I'm telling you.
I know, but which benefited you? Which benefited you more? So if he's on there talking shit about you and creating this sort of the drama or whatever, and it's attracting attention to you, lore, right? The JMO lore, and
all that,
and you're going and you quash it like it's all gone. Does anything come of that? And I think Mersh is a showman, right? Like, I would say the difference between Mersh and Imholt is, I think Imholt thinks that he's important, and
you don't think
everything
Mersh thinks that?
And let me finish. And everything he says is like everything that he thinks. What the fuck do I say? I don't think Mersh thinks that he's got people that are going to follow him and do what he does. But I think that I don't think Mersh thinks that people adore him.
Hard disagree.
I think Aaron thinks there are people that adore him. Do I think? Look, Mersh definitely 100%. I mean, he's not going to take an L. It's like,
what do you mean?
He doesn't do.
All he takes is L.
Are you fucking kidding me, Schmuel? He's been doing this for 20 years allegedly, and he is nowhere. He's
right,
done
but you're not right. That's not what I meant. What I didn't mean was he's not going to own an L.
Yeah.
He's not going to say I lost, no matter what it is. Right?
Yeah,
his car gets repoed. And he tells us the story of going to Walmart and the debit card and we get tons of content out of that, and it's entertaining and you feel like it's pathetic, but he's doing it right, and it gets attention. My attitude is he doesn't care. I think that's maybe where we're going here. I don't think Mersh cares what you think about him.
He shouldn't. Absolutely not.
And Imholt is like sweating about.
Blocked it out. mostly in his mind. Yeah. He's learned. I mean, he's been having people come after him for a long time. So he was part of blood sports. He does kind of know what this all brings to him. He's had plenty of it brought to him for sure. He won't even own just having been ambushed by Jesse PS was a loss. Visually it's a loss when you come so your enemy comes on and you pop off immediately because you're too afraid to confront them, and then he just goes away and be like, well, I just ain't doing that. I'm just not gonna sit there when Jesse PS pops on. Like I'm not down with doing that. I won't do that. I would never do that. Not after what Jesse PS done to me. Like that's the way he'll frame it up. However,
what would you have liked him to have done?
Hung out and had a conversation with Jesse PS, who showed
But Jesse
up
PS is not somebody that you can have a conversation with, right?
Well, to a degree. I mean, of course, you could say a few things and be like, "All right, dude, if you're just going to sit here and bash me and say this, that, and the other thing, then I will." That's
what Jesse PS has done all the time. Now, you also didn't tell Quad Jesse PS or Mersh that Jesse PS was going to be on, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't look. I don't think it's as much of a loss as you think it is. I mean, I think there's a segment of people that think it's a loss. There are Jesse fans and they're going to like it. But Jesse is fucking obsessed with Mersh.
True.
Right? Like overly obsessed with Mersh. And it's like, it's kind of, somebody put icky. It's kind of creepy. I don't know if I had somebody like that. I don't think I would have hopped off too. Right? But I mean, what would you want me to do? Am I going to go on? Does it serve me to then go on? Remember when I had the fight on your show, when I had the fight with, what's his name? Rochi, right? When I came on and spurged out.
Oh, yeah.
What do you want me to do? Walk around for a month self-flagellating about how embarrassing that was and how terrible that was. And I should, never have done. I mean, why would I do that? Why would Mersh go on and say, "Oh, I had a loss"? It was a win for you, and I get that. But he's the beaten one. He's going to frame it the way he wants, right?
He's constantly going around like saying, whatever, man. Maybe it's a tactic too, just to annoy everyone, because he's like, "Oh, I do this and I do that," and it just makes people break down and spurg out, and then they make mistakes and then they cell phone. But that's not necessarily what's happening, obviously.
But you don't look, don't you?
But he acts like he rules the Dabbleverse now while talking shit about it. And he's making whatever, man. Congratulations, welcome to the Dabbleverse. Enjoy all of that money you're now making off of the Dabbleverse, which is great for you. It bothers me 0% that you make money. But at the same time, he tries to like big dog and tell everybody, "Oh, you're just a bunch of boomer losers. I'm not part of the Dabbleverse. I'm above it." Like it's so scummy, dude. He's like JMO says a lot. He's playing a character he's just not that guy. He is not that cool, badass motherfucker.
And he could
a dopey little dork that just happened to show up and should be thankful that he's kicking ass in the Dabbleverse.
Mersh is a big boy. If he wanted, if truth be told, Mersh is a big boy. If he wants to make problems and then squash it down the line, he has the mental capacity to let shit go. I've seen it. And I'm telling you, there's some people in here that don't have that mental capacity to compartmentalize it and go, "Oh, that's not real." He does. So there is hope there at the end of the trail at some point. But the problem is he, in his mind, he gets to be this guy that screams at everybody and yells at everybody, but they're not allowed to respond, because if they do, it's, "Oh, that's a big problem,"
And I get that. And I totally get it. But it drives people crazy. And when it drives people crazy, it drives money and viewers to his stream. And so
true.
I can see why he does it. Yeah, he's a character. Look at the guy, right? I don't know, what is he? He's 5'10", He looks like a pear, right?
Yeah.
He's got the eye thing going. He's got all that.
More likely, but
And yet he's going on. He's actually, I think, 5'11", but
doubtful.
Mugshot from a mugshot. It's government confirmed, but it doesn't matter, right? Like to me, this is my opinion. None of that matters. What I think it's funny because you're looking at this guy who looks like an absolute dork and is talking to you about women with all the confidence in the world, like he's Brad Pitt, right? He did a comedy. He was up on stage at one of these shows and absolutely bombed at being on stage with doing comedy, right?
Yeah.
And yet he's challenging Chad to a on stage comedy thing.
It's because he's retarded. He doesn't have any awareness.
But I would argue he's got 100% awareness.
I would argue
he knows exactly what he knows exactly what he's doing.
He believes in his mind he is good at comedy. I don't think you're right on that one. He believes in his mind the only reason he doesn't do comedy is because he doesn't feel like it. He believes in his mind that he is good at comedy. I'm telling you.
Does his show, not stand up, but does his show make you laugh? Do you laugh?
It has before. I'm not saying that he's not talented at what he does. I think you're taking it more like, for me, it's not, I'm not personally upset with Mersh. I'm just not going to allow him to just shit on me. I got to respond. So if he says something shitty, I'm going to say something shitty. That's what happened. But I'm not personally upset. I'm not hurt. My family's not hurt. What would be, there's no real animosity. Do you understand? So, but I do think he's a dork. But so that's why it's like when he started coming at me like that, I'm just like, all right, well, now I'm going to just go ahead and let you know how I think. But
I think your example, Schmuel, was a good one where, he talks about like as if he's a ladies' man. And now that he's got a girlfriend, it's constantly like, oh, my old lady, my dumb old broad, my retarded lady. She's, whatever. And we all know he has not had a girlfriend in like a fucking decade, dude.
And that's not an act. That's not an act.
But it's hilarious. I mean, it's isn't it hilarious for a guy who hasn't had a girlfriend in a decade to have a girlfriend for like a weekend and go, me and my chick, I got to take the chick out to dinner this weekend.
But he's
not doing it on purpose.
I think he knows. I think he knows that he's fucking with you, and I think it works. Not just you, but the world leader.
No, I don't think so. I think he really honestly thinks these things in his brain. I think so. I'm telling you, man.
Here's the thing, JMO, like with the woman thing, like he did have a job at a strip club managing it. So in his mind, he's like the coolest guy that ever lived because he had some shitty job for a few months or whatever.
That's why he always talked about when I was a manager at the strip club, that was his girlfriend before.
He won't shut up about being a manager of strippers. Like,
and it's not
like that's the worst. That's got to be like the worst job ever.
It's a crutch in his talking points. That's how you know it's not putting on an act, because he's literally using it as a crutch. It doesn't personally bother me, but I'm just like, I'm going to point it out. If you're going to tell me I'm a loser piece of shit, I'm going to make sure I point out the things that are a loser piece of shit about you as well. But I mean, it's not, do I think he's entertaining? Yes. I've always said that. I never once went after. Everybody will tell you I never went after Mersh until he started going after me. And I let it go on for a while, to be fair.
He drew first blood.
Man. I just,
Yeah, see, it may be just a different way of handling it, because it's like,
but I don't take it personally.
You're always going to get people coming at you. You're always going to get people going to get people talking shit about you. And what I find is that most of the
same exact thing, though, Schmuel.
Most of these guys, with Dan's doing it to get a rise at me. I don't go on shows shitting on Dan. I got asked a question tonight. Dan hasn't come up on my show in I don't know when. I just pretty much ignore him. But I can say what I think about him. But it's certainly not the same. I haven't gone after Dan at all in any of the places where Dan's come after me at, and I barely respond to what he says. But it's different because, Mersh is trying to get that response. Mersh wants to go there, and Dan is trying to be this WWE manager, constantly starting fights and doing that. So he wants the attention. So my goal with him is to not give it to him. Look, Mersh was driving Bobo, but Mersh can talk about those NEW days like he was sitting there with he was running Opie and Anthony basically. I can't understand how you don't find that fucking hilarious.
It's not that we don't find it funny, dude. You're looking at it from he's doing it on purpose to make laughs. We're looking at it as he's a fucking retard and it's hilarious. He doesn't realize how stupid he is.
He's fumbling his way through life. It's beautiful.
Now, you're welcome to be wrong at this, but that is exactly what's happening. You are wrong.
The trailer, and so I hit him with the fucking "you live in the back of your fucking car," and boy, oh boy, you got sensitive in those. You got in his feelers on that one. He came back at with me. Oh, it was only for months. It was like, yeah, okay.
And by the way,
which shows he's got self-awareness, right? But he's had people. Look, my view is he's had people come at him for so long about so many things.
But that's
he's just better at handling it and dealing with it than
how much of that does he bring upon himself though? Before we start this pity party,
100%.
So what the fuck are we doing? Like, what are we talking about? He literally does it to himself. That's a locale. I don't know how else we can describe it. I mean, you've basically you've actually cemented it for me now. Thank you.
I don't understand. Look,
we've
man,
been getting him to react like he is a locale. Like he reacts. He never owns anybody. And if you spend 5 minutes fucking with him, he will go away every time because you can own him. And I haven't really seen anybody take him on yet that hasn't owned him, except for Chad, like you said earlier. Chad's the only one that he's really got his ass handed to him.
And Chad technically has got the upper hand now because he went to his house. You know what I mean? So it's like
Chad doesn't have Chad hasn't had the upper hand on anything in 13 years. So let's not go there.
Mersh hadn't had it in 20.
Come outside and
there we are. We got
He's got a girlfriend, Chad doesn't.
Okay.
Well, yeah, true. But that's another funny one there.
Go down that, but I ain't got time tonight. I got shit to do.
First, getting handed down a lady with ass mouth. That's all we need. I guess that's how we could describe that.
CPR, as they call it.
No, and I'm sorry, Quad. I know you wanted to do clips and stuff, but I find
I don't mind.
I think it's more fun to go back and forth of this. I find, I have to tell you, I think that Jesse PS had a time and whatever, but it's not like this stuff with Mersh is so old with him, and it's so like hit the Tumblr thing. He's got to get 87 things aligned to make that story work. It just doesn't go anywhere. And Mersh has been owned for so many things. This is not one of them. There's too many real things to do. But
And what did I say about the Tumblr thing, Quad? What did I say when the Tumblr thing came up?
Yeah, it seems far-fetched.
I said it was probably bullshit.
And the emails matching up and proving the emails go to this guy. It was convoluted, and I thought possibly.
Yeah, that's my point, right? That Jesse PS
we
stuff
didn't
is
run with it over here for a reason.
But I mean, it's like what I guess what I'm trying to say is, to me, I find that uninteresting. But what I do find interesting is that there's enough real stuff about Marsh, right?
Oh boy,
real quality stuff, and the way he handles it, I think, is entertaining. But then again, maybe I don't know what the difference. Maybe I don't know the definition of lolcow.
Well, I mean, I don't. It's highly disputed, to say the least. But the thing is like, okay, you've laughed at things that Aaron has done, correct?
I'd have to struggle to remember
unintentionally funny things and No, I'm not talking about making you laugh like, oh, that joke was hilarious. I'm talking about you have laughed either at something he's done or at his expense in some way.
But I think I've laughed at things that Mersh has done intentionally. I don't think I've ever laughed at an Aaron Imholt intentional thing. Like,
right. We're not going to turn you around. Like, there's no point. We're just
no. But I mean, I laugh when Aaron wanted to be the big boy and talk about orgasms, and his ex-wife went, well, you don't get me off every time, and he was insulted. I laughed heartily. I thought that was great. But I don't think they're alike at all. I just don't think they're good comparisons.
I don't think you're going to ever see the forest for the trees on this one, so it's kind of a waste of breath and time. To be honest. I mean, as far as that goes, it seems like you're pretty dead set in your mindset on it. So it's like, I don't want to keep going over the same thing. Like, I'm not that personally invested in Mersh to turn you around. You know what I mean? Like I said, him and I could squash it tomorrow. It's not that important. It's really not.
Right. And J-Mo, I guess, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to turn you around. I don't want to turn you around. But I guess what I am saying is, if you look at it from a different perspective, maybe it will appear differently to you. But
again, I had no issue with Mersh. I was probably way too fucking nice to this guy about some of the shit that was going on. But for whatever reason, because of what happened with the 911 call, he took it very personally and then decided to come bring that over here, which is, again, my face is on camera. So I get it just as much. I'll get it just as much as anybody else. So it's not a problem. But if you think I'm going to just sit on my hands and let a guy who thinks he's a bully but can't actually follow through on it, like, eventually I'm going to say something.
Oh, no, he absolutely expects people to just go away the second they get confronted whatsoever. And he's probably right 90% of the time. 9 out of 10 dudes will probably just run away like bitches the second Mersh says something to them on Twitter or about them on a podcast. Like us. For myself, here's a good example. Anytime my personal information gets like put out there, it's like, yeah, okay, and what next?
Mersh can't do combative on screen action. He cannot.
But he does that blood sports shit where he'll say like, "Oh, he lives in a trailer in Oregon." And it's like, all right, yeah, you probably would freak dudes out. 9 times out of 10, they would probably be like, "Oh no, he's gonna dox me." And it's like, all right, whatever. Bring it, fag. I could care less. But yeah, he's probably ran off a million dudes doing just that kind of shit.
Yeah, because he's not like on screen. Like, he's not going to get. He won't take a link really usually and get on screen and have arguments. He's much more comfortable having these one-sided arguments on his night stream, where he just says everything he wants to say, whether it be true or not. The second he's attacked in a way that he feels uncomfortable, he runs for he's a runner. And I've seen it several times now. You just
he's
can't.
A waddler.
He's a waddler.
He's not a runner.
The second he is met with any type of aggression of any kind that combats what he just said in person, he's getting the fuck out. He's done it several times. So, I mean, it's just like he's going to have these one-sided deals. So it's like, yeah, you're absolutely right. It's wasting your time to go back and forth with him because he's not going to get on the screen and get yelled at or made fun of in person. He doesn't do that. He won't allow it. The second it starts to go south, he gets the fuck out.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but I certainly wouldn't, if I was having a fight with him, I certainly wouldn't expect him to have me on screen to fight and argue with him because I'm a nobody, right? And it's like,
so is Mersh, but
he's not, like,
until you
not
figure that
special,
out,
you know?
like, yeah.
That's part of the problem is he thinks like he's this guy that's way above. He's like, I've been at this for so many years. Well, you're unsuccessful, bro. If you've been at this for 20 fucking years and you're still begging, you have no sponsors, you have nothing to show for it, no savings, you own a car that is buy here, pay here, clearly. So it's that's my thing. Is like, what? Stop with the I'm better than everybody else thing, because it's so abhorrently incorrect. But he really does believe it in his brain that he's like, I'm better than you. And it's like, well, all right. But
he's only 42, though. You got to remember, he's a young
Yes, that's the other
young man.
But but we're boomers, I guess.
JMO, all those things you said are the reasons why I find him entertaining.
Yeah, right. I think you're, again, missing the forest for the trees, though. We find him entertaining as well. I don't know how I can put this down.
Well, you seem to have rage towards it. Like, you don't seem like it's a laughing thing. You seem like you're really pissed off at him.
Yeah, I can't. I can't. We can't do this anymore.
Me and JMO look at Mersh the same way a cat looks at a mouse. That's the deal.
There is no personal beef. I don't know how many times we can say this over and over again. It is not
around and playing with him to the nth degree.
I'm doing to you, JMO, I am doing to you what gets done to me. You're talking about somebody, how you feel in your interaction. And the morons will be,
well,
he's seething, he's angry, he's this. It's the Dabbleverse. God, I chased the mellow off, huh? Sorry.
Yeah,
I apologize, Quad. And I should.
Oh, yeah.
I've been keeping you on too late.
No, I'm gonna watch a goofy video, but I'll let you jump off. It's kind of a gay thing, but we caught him talking about Chad's looks, and it's a very gay clip. I'm gonna play that, but I could let you off before that.
All right, cool. And I'm pro-gay, so live life the way you want, fellas.
Yeah, he's gay in the bad way, not the other way. We're the kind we're accepting of, you know what I mean? We accept some gayness, but he's gay in the unacceptable gay way.
I always try to ask one question before I pop up, very quick. Karmic, gay or straight?
Man, I've batted that back and forth a million times myself. And actually, the weird thing is, like, after the breakup, it's really weird to see like how they both had bounced back with like no. It's almost like they had no feelings about the whole breakup. I don't think that Karmicx was crying about the breakup. I think he's just depressed in his winter hell, cabin fever setting in, all that kind of shit. He might be a gay guy that will not accept it. You know what I mean? Like, he grew up with a dad that would not allow it. So I think, like, deep down inside of him, he's a gay dude because he's got way too much flair. And boy, oh boy, when that Caddy Z character popped up, it was almost just too natural for me, man. It was almost like, God damn, this guy is actually getting to be himself for the first time ever. I actually think that's the case. I think he's he only has been with women if just the couple that he's been with. But I do think he's a gay guy playing a straight man in a movie. That's it. What do you think?
I'm thinking he's straight.
I think all of his interactions as up to date are straight interactions. I don't think he's had gay sex, but I have a feeling, boy, if you got him in a bathhouse, he would go hog wild. And I don't even mean that like.
I just can't imagine that he's 41 years old, even in Minnesota. That if he were gay, that he wouldn't have had a gay, not even a relationship, but a gay experience, because those gay guys.
I have, it's hard to say. We know he did DJing for a while there, so he was in clubs and things happen in clubs,
Yeah, I'd go with him being straight, but having some softy tendencies, And
so he's Carl then.
Yeah, I guess if that's the way you want to, if that's the way you want to put it. But I think Carl's all man, a little too into the music
he's
for me.
This manly man.
Likes his hockey. He likes his hockey, likes his beer.
Buffalo Bills and beer. Yeah. Nothing gay about Carl at all. Just do it.
Good night, my friend.
Yeah, buddy. Everybody go check out Schmuel Buckman on Twitter and the YouTubes and all the Schmuel Buckman places that you can find the Schmuel Buckmans. He's a good egg, folks. And we didn't even have a knockdown drag out tonight. Isn't that amazing? When we can, friends just being friendly on the internets. Whatever, man. We try our best over here at BYB to be everybody's backyard buddy. Wait a minute. That don't sound right. Let's rephrase that. Let's do that. We want to be front and center, motherfuckers. But yeah, I figured we could play this and then jump on out of here. And then we will not see anybody till Friday night. Oh no. What are you guys going to do without us? Oh, that's right. You're going to enjoy Christmas and hang out with your families. But here's Santa Claus wearing sunglasses, hiding his cross eye. But yeah, I caught this, and god damn if this wasn't creepy ass shit to hear. But this is the one. Finally, here you go, G-Rob. We're gonna play the clip right at the end of the show just for you, lady.
In this world, who do you think it would be? Like Bach? Honestly, Chad gives off seriously asexual vibes to me. You know, I have like this, like, I almost think like all the years of people saying that Nick Fuentes is gay, which I still think he's gay, but if he's not, even for years, I used to say he might be asexual. So
Ray,
he might either have he might either be asexual, or he may have some kind of like micro dong or deformed penis type situation, because otherwise Chad is a good looking guy, especially for his age. You know what I mean? I'd suck the devil's dick to look like Chad in 10 years, right? Like,
there you go, folks. By the time Mersha is 50, he doesn't think he'll look as good as Chad Zumach. In fact, he envies Chad Zumach's looks. That just happened. Indeed. I mean, whatever. They're going to both wake up and have hangovers, so I guess they got that in common. They're going to have the sleepy eyes in the morning.
I'm going to look real rough in 10 more years. You know, for a 52-year-old guy, he looks normal. He speaks decently. He reads super chats more coherently and at a higher grade level than Kevin Brennan does. He's not particularly a good comedian or a writer or funny, but he's got it, you know, for a radio, the Z-Man, like Morning Zoo. That was his milieu. That's where he belonged, was in the Morning Zoo. Yeah, I think Chad is like either asexual or there's just something about him where it's like there's not enough girlfriend talk. He strikes me as the kind of guy that if
does Mersh not know Chad at all, or what in the fuck are we doing here? He's good at reading. He's better at reading than Kevin Brennan. I don't know. Maybe that's a joke. But what the fuck, dude? He's a good looking dude. He's an asexual dude. I want to hear that again.
Or there's just something about him where it's like there's not enough girlfriend talk. He strikes.
Did you guys hear that? There's not enough girlfriend talk. Mersh has had his first girlfriend in 10 years, and he won't shut the fuck up about his girlfriend. All we ever hear about, Chad can't read well. What the fuck? Yes, he did say he reads super chats well. And he also says there's not enough girlfriend talk. Wow. Yeah, there's plenty of girlfriend talk, plenty of it. In fact, like I said, he started off that show last night. Maybe we should play a second of that before we get out of here too. But yeah, Chad last night on that show with Clearwater Chad and everybody starts off the show by whispering, "Hey, my girlfriend's, she's in the other room being very, she's taking a nap. I got to be quiet in here." and then proceeded 10 minutes later to start screaming at Tommy Jordan, which kind of gave up the girlfriend thing. But yeah, you two talk about your girlfriends plenty, maybe way too much.
He's the kind of guy that if he was gay, I think he'd be unapologetically gay, you know? Like, I've always said that about myself. Like, if I was gay, I'd be unapologetically gay. I wouldn't, you know, I'm pretty defiant when it comes to shit. So if I am what I am, you guys see how I feel. I've made some very spicy statements over the years about my political beliefs, and pretty much was a goddamn unabashed fascist for several years. So I'm not shy. You know, I'm not shy, and I'm willing to make everyone uncomfortable if I am what I am. However, I think Chad, if he was gay, he would be like, "Are you kidding me? I'm the gayest dude ever. I suck the most dicks. I'll set a record." You know, because he has to, everything's competitive, and he's like psycho like that. So I feel like if Chad was gay, it would be another Chad thing where he's like, "I gotta be the most gay." So I think he's asexual. I think Chad's a weird little narcissist with borderline personality disorder. And I don't think that Chad enjoys anything. It's just my take. That's my dime store psychology observation of Chad over time. I think Chad.
Well, you know what I don't enjoy? I don't enjoy Mersh anymore tonight. Yeah, whatever, man. I say what you want. Why, when you ask Mersh, like who in the Dabbleverse would you fuck? He goes on a 5-minute rant about Chad Zumach. That's some crazy shit right there. I don't know if you framed it up like I did in my mind, but hey, Mersh, who would you fuck in the Dabbleverse? And all he talks about is how Chad Zumach, if he were gay, if he had a micropene, possibly. Why Chad Zumach? He doesn't talk about his girlfriend enough. He's really good at reading. Sounds like you're trying to convince yourself why you would have sex with Mersh, dude. Come on. Oh God, Frankfurt. Get off my back, Frankfurt. I'm not apologizing right now. This is not an apology episode. That's next week at some point. We're going to have that redo. I'm going to redo my apology stream, and the whole stream will just be apologies. All apologies, is if that's what I got to be. Is what it is, man. The question was about Chad. No, don't save him, Penny in the Dork. I don't need anyone saving Mersh from himself. He was asked about sex and stuff, and Mersh couldn't get Chad out of his mind. That's the most important thing you guys need to remember. That Mersh wants to have sex with Chad, allegedly. If he could choose one guy in the Dabbleverse, it would have been Chad, apparently. I don't know. That's what I heard. Yeah, if all apologies. Yeah, you got me, Big Black. You got me. What am I supposed to be? All apologies. Like we said earlier, come back Friday night. We got a really big show for you, a really big show. We're going to be I think we're just going to be spitting the shit, as the Brits say, because I don't think anything's really going to happen during this week. It's Christmas, so if anything wild happens, I'd be surprised. So we figured, why not just have a fuck around episode, which we will do on Friday night. Who knows? Maybe even have some drunks on. Triple G, Granny, you guys available to come on and get plastered drunk? Let's go. I will not. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even notice. Yes. Tumblr Mersh soup party for $3. Tumblr Mersh. Yeah, man. we were just talking about that not that long ago. It is, I don't know what you think about it, Soup Party. We all kind of think it seems a little far-fetched, and the ability to prove what Jesse P has said about that does seem like a bit of a stretch as well. So I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what you think about it, and I don't know what you think about matching up emails and the ability to do that in the Wayback Machine. It does seem like a stretch, but hey, man, if you believe it 100% whole cloth, I get it, man. But I don't know. It seems hard to prove at this point. But then again, as far as technology-wise goes, I'm not the best guy on that shit. So maybe you guys know something I don't know. But yeah, tell me all about it, Soup Party. Next time I see you, explain to me how it is. It makes perfect sense to you, and maybe I'll take your word for it. I don't know, though. For me, it seems difficult to... I don't even know what Tumblr is, man. I didn't even start jumping on the internet till a long time ago. You know what I mean? I've only had a computer for like 3 years. With someone as illiterate in technology as I am, you'd have to sit down and explain it to me, buddy. But yeah, we'll see you guys Friday night, and we love you more than a friend. Night, night.
I had to fight my whole life. I could beat you up even if you had 1,000 knives. Even if you had infinity knives, I would punch you up into the air like a kite. I bet you sleep with the night light, cause you're scared of the dark, cause you stink like a fart. Well, I like your fertile fire with my rhymes. You think I won't? I do it all the time. I bet I got more money than Jay-Z. Compared to me, Jay-Z is lazy. Plus Beyonce thinks that I'm cute. It's okay, Beyonce, I think you're cute too. I made out with so many girls. I made out with every girl in the world. I might look small, but I'm not. I don't care if you're big, I'll fight you. Well, I do know that I am the baddest of them all. If you ain't about money, then I don't mess with y'all. Y'all think I don't get girls, cause I ain't very tall. If she see my stats, I bet you that she calls. Cause I am the baddest of them all. If you ain't about money, then I don't mess with y'all. Y'all think I don't get girls, cause I ain't very tall. If she see my stats, I bet you that she calls.